After leaving the temple and descending Mount Songzhan for some time, his destination, Dangfeng County, was finally in sight. The scenery welcomed Mu Jin with landscapes straight out of a wuxia film. Crossing the mountains, I actually encountered members of the Green Forest Bandits, enjoyed the pleasures of an inn's lively atmosphere, and got swept up in a conflict by chance. Along the way, I rescued a veiled beauty, dealt with local thugs, and uncovered layers of schemes that brought me closer to the dark figures behind it all. A man's dream within a wuxia world begins here. Shaolin Chronicles, make way for me. 1 week later, a group of men gathered in the town square, buzzing with the latest gossip. Hey, have you heard the news? What news? One of the men leaned in conspiratorially. Some monks from Shaolin came down the mountain a while ago and get this, they've opened a clinic. A clinic? The monks opened a clinic? The other man stroked his chin thoughtfully. Why would they do that? Did they get their money stolen? Have they become greedy for money or something? The first man scoffed. Nonsense. They're monks, you know? They are offering treatments for free. I have to go check this out. His friend raised an eyebrow suspiciously. Wait, you're only going because it's free, right? You're not even unwell, are you? The man clutched his chest dramatically. Of course I'm unwell. He pointed to his legs. Heavy hauling loads every day has made my legs shaky. I need to go get some acupuncture before it gets worse. You're in luck. The treatment area changes by day. I hear that today they're treating backs and legs. What? Different physicians for different body parts? That's weird. Their clinic is quite unique. Actually, they use both medicine and the clinic specializes in a certain treatment for the ailment. Mu Jin surveyed the grounds. He grinned, thinking of his plans. In order to operate the two separate facilities that offer free and premium services, 2 places near the manor were bought. The man writing in the ledger must be in charge of the clinic. I've given it a grand name for now, the Body Treatment Clinic. Each building has its differences. One building was marked with a large arrow. The left hall focuses on free treatment. It's equipped with a variety of tools, a furnished storage, and resting areas. Inside, monks milled about. Oh, and there's spaces for the monks to meditate. Oh, the ground here is pretty sturdy. We can use this area for chanting scriptures. Meanwhile, there's also the right hall catered to high-ranking or wealthy individuals with paid services. These premium treatments include additional methods like electric and heat-based therapy, using tools crafted from luxurious materials. Despite the differences in decor, the core methods remain the same. Paid facilities, free facilities. There are no changes to the treatment methods. I'll be counting on you then. Mu Jin bows, introducing himself. I am Mu Jin, a third-class disciple that'll be in charge of your treatment. 2 monks whispered to each other, eyeing Mu Jin's physique and questionable hairstyle. Is he really a third-class disciple with that physique? How would I know? And what's with his hair? Mu Jin replies, hey, you know I can hear you guys. Mu Jin clears his throat, gesturing towards a seat. You came here because of your legs, right? Please sit down. I'll start the treatment immediately. The seated monk watches Mu Jin work on his legs, thinking, a special treatment method that's not acupuncture or tonic medicine? I can't believe he's using a method that looks like a folk remedy. Mu Jin twists the monk's leg roughly, causing the seated monk to grimace in pain. Well, let's see how sensitive I stem to have specific body parts be tested on specific days. It's normal for you to feel pain. The monk winces. You're saying that it's normal to feel this much pain. Mu Jin replies, it's because your muscles have been stiff this whole time. That's why it hurts this much. Think of the pain as being proportional to the condition of your legs. Mu Jin continues to work on the monk's leg. From now on, we'll gradually work on reducing that pain. Once it subsides, we'll loosen your muscles and fascia with the reform roller treatment. Mu Jin finishes with, I'll make sure you see results in less than 1 hour. The extreme pain and peculiar treatment continues. As Mu Jin gradually eases the stiffened areas, the condition of the monk's legs will improve. 3 minutes in, initially the patient was skeptical, but as time passed, now that the pain has begun to subside, Mu Jin announces he'll proceed with the refined roller treatment. The excruciating pain had significantly lessened. Eventually, the tension in the legs was released, bringing a sense of relief and stability. Mu Jin instructs the monk to sit down, and places a cylindrical object beneath his legs. Now please sit down here. I'll place this beneath your legs. Lift your hips and roll it beneath your legs. Relief gradually set in. Great, you're doing well. The monk responds, so this is how it's used. The seated monk exclaims, this treatment is so effective. It feels amazing. Oh, this is so much better than getting pricked by acupuncture needles over and over. It's been so long since my legs felt this comfortable. He asks Mu Jin, could you roll it a bit deeper? He thinks to himself, to think that the Shaolin had such a fantastic treatment method. The monk who received the roller treatment was deeply moved. So this is why the monk himself came down from the mountains, sharing this wisdom for the benefit of all. He was overwhelmed by Mu Jin's generosity. How noble and selfless for him to descend into the mundane world for us. I must tell others about this. He was determined to spread the word. About the kind heart he has for the world. After the satisfied patient left, another monk noticed the change. Hey, you're not limping today, the treated monk replied. Well, you know, I recently got this free treatment. Word spread quickly. It then became very popular. The clinic became bustling with people. High-ranking officials and the wealthy heard the rumors. One of them said, I'll be counting on you for the treatment. And there were people who sought out the paid facility for the treatment. While there were distinctions between the free and paid clinics, standard mats versus luxurious gold-threaded mats, the fundamental treatment remained the same unless it was an emergency. One patient reclined on the golden mat, declaring, this quality fabric is only fitting for someone of my stature. Mu Jin watched him, thinking, it's just a reskin version of the same thing. What's so good about it? He's the kind that focuses on the cosmetics of things. Despite the differences, no one seemed to be bothered by them at the body treatment clinic. Perhaps it was because the monks were sincerely dedicated to treating everyone, or because they accurately understood the needs of their patients. Above all, Mu Jin shouted, Monk Biab Gang, please assist with the electric-based treatment over here. Biab Gang replied, got it. Mu Jin continued, Monk Biab Y, please handle the heat-based treatment for that elderly man. I'll take care of the muscle-strengthening treatment for the others. Monk Mu Jin was there, tirelessly treating patients without discrimination, and many people were deeply moved. People began referring to him as the blessed monk for his ability to heal as if touched by divine hands. Thus, the clinic naturally became established. Mu Jin sat across from a heavenly merchant, who said, it's been a tough journey, but we've finally settled down without drawing undue suspicion. It's all thanks to the Shaolin monks for your hard work. Yang Jinpyong, the Heavenly Merchant Guild's external chief administrator, insisted, we, the Heavenly Merchants, are always grateful for your help. No, we're the ones that want to thank you. Mu Jin replied, without the Heavenly Merchant Guild's assistance, Shaolin would not be able to help this many people. Shaolin thanks you. Without your help, Shaolin would have gone bankrupt. Mu Jin looked out at the crowds. Just look at that. Many people are coming that you can see the line all the way from the resting pavilion. I wasn't expecting this many people to come. The Heavenly Merchant said, by the way, it's about time for Monk Biab Gang to switch shifts. Monk Biab Gang. Do you mean? Mu Jin calls out, Mu Jin, it's time to switch shifts. Oh, Monk Biab Gang, you're here. The bald monk responds, phew, it's been tough. Biab Gang is surprised, saying, Monk Biab Gang, I didn't expect to see you here again. The external chief administrator is also present. Oh, you're the external chief administrator. How have you been? The external chief administrator asks. Wait, do you two know each other? Biab Gang confirms, yes, we crossed paths once before. Biab Gang asks Mu Jin, do you remember when you first started meditating in isolation? Mu Jin recalls, the time I was reflecting on my actions. Did I get caught eating meat? The monk confirms, that's right. Around then, the daughter of the Heavenly Merchant Guild leader lost her way and wandered into the mountains. I found her and handed this gentleman over to this gentleman. Mu Jin thinks, so, is that so? Thank goodness I didn't get caught. Mu Jin realizes, wait, the only person I met that day was just that kid. Don't tell me. That child was from a wealthy family? She was dressed in pretty fancy clothes, but I didn't expect her to be the daughter of the Merchant Guild leader. As it happens, the young lady mentioned that she'd be visiting today. Greetings, young lady. Greetings, young lady. I guess she's here. A lot of time has passed since then. She's likely grown into an outstanding individual. Mu Jin's eyes narrowed in suspicion. Wait a moment. She seems unusually built for someone of her stature. Judging by how everyone's bowing to her, that must mean. The elder confirmed, is the young lady you were talking about? Yes, that's right. He continued, she's the youngest daughter. The elder finished, of the Merchant Guild leader, Lady Ryuseowa. Mu Jin's eyes widened in disbelief. What? Memories flashed through Mu Jin's mind as he realized, she's that little kid from back then? As Lady Ryuseowa arrived, everyone bowed and offered their greetings. Greetings, Lady Seowa. Greetings, Lady Seowa. A monk wondered aloud, why are people being so polite towards her? Another monk replied, come on. Do you seriously not know who she is? She's the person who contributed greatly to the building of this clinic. The first monk stuttered, walked slowly. The youngest daughter of the Heavenly Merchant Guild leader. He realized, she's that Ryuseowa? But she looks quite different, from what I imagined. He wondered, what do you mean by that? The monk in the orange robes replied, I thought a wealthy family's daughter would be more pretty and elegant. He greeted her, hello? He continued, I think I get what you're trying to say. The other monk agreed, yeah, you get it, right? Lady Seowa is a little. Mu Jin studied Lady Ryuseowa, noticing something was different. She's gained weight. Meanwhile, inside the clinic, an elderly man greeted Mu Jin enthusiastically. Oh my! Blessed monk, you're here! Free clinic, you must be tired. You should have taken a break first before coming here. Mu Jin smiled, his physique more noticeable than ever. Haha, no need to worry about that. I'm happy if I'm able to see all of you recovering quickly from our treatments. He continued humbly, also, please call me Mu Jin instead of Blessed Monk. I don't deserve such a flattering name. The old man protested, goodness, you're so self-sacrificial in giving us treatments every day. How could we just call you by your name? Another man chimed in, clearly impressed by Mu Jin's physique. You're so young, yet you already have such a kind heart and a robust body. You even have a handsome face. You're a perfect human being. The first man eagerly suggested, I hope you'll meet with my granddaughter at least once. His companion scolded him, hey, how could you say that to a monk? Blessed monk, just ignore what he said. I'll introduce you to my granddaughter instead. TSK, this old man is doing it again. Haha, really, there are a lot of elderly using the free clinic. In this era, there aren't such specialized facilities of this kind, so their medical fees would have been really expensive. It would have been nice if I could give my grandmother and grandfather such treatments. It'd be great if you came here with your granddaughter. If they learn rehabilitating and muscle lengthening techniques from a young age, then they'll be able to maintain a healthy body even as they grow older. Oh my, you're just so thoughtful. Mu Jin internally monologues, well, I need to act like that. Don't you dare try anything stupid. If I didn't have the senior brothers watching me, I would take them up on their proposals immediately, but I'm a monk now. He thinks to himself, I'll escape immediately once I become stronger and get to leave the temple. He calls out, hey, walk slower. Mu Jin watched the retreating figures. Her name was Ryuseowa, right? Mu Jin stares at Ryuseowa, trying to reconcile the woman he sees with the character he knows from the novels. She looks quite different from the character in the novel that I know of. He recognizes her as a character from the second novel in the series. She's a character that appears in Geijiang's second novel, Unorthodox Tyrant Chronicles. Mu Jin recalls her role in the story. Among the main business segments of the corrupted Heavenly Merchant Guild, illegal drug trafficking and human trafficking. She's the main person behind the human trafficking portion. Based on the illustrations and descriptions in the novel, she was severely obese and had layers of fat on every part of her body. He remembers the dark details. Perhaps it was due to her inferiority complex concerning her looks, but she would secretly sneak out women who were very pretty and enjoy torturing and killing them. Mu Jin is confused by the contrast between the novel's description and the woman before him. Even so, that doesn't make sense at all. He tries to make sense of it all. Mu Kyung was designed to be a crazy character, so I understand why his personality is like that. But the Ryuseowa that I see now is way too different from the novel character I know of. Right now, she's just a timid, chubby, and shy young girl. She doesn't seem to have some kind of hidden madness within her like Mu Kyung. Was there something that happened which caused her to fall into darkness? That could be strongly related to how the Heavenly Merchant Guild became corrupted. Mu Jin is snapped out of his thoughts when the Merchant Guild leader approaches. Oh my old sir, you're back again. Gosh, aren't you the Merchant Guild leader? I can't believe you're here again despite being so busy. The Merchant Guild leader's words don't reassure Mu Jin. From what I've seen up until now, the current Merchant Guild leader isn't a suspect. I took some time out so I could meet you. Are you sure it's not because you have some public business to take care of? In that case, it means someone else is involved here, either an internal or external party. The Merchant Guild leader chuckles nervously. I'm disappointed that you'd say that. I think I ought to check this out. Mu Jin narrows his eyes, deciding to investigate the Heavenly Merchant Guild's members one by one. The first suspect to investigate would be So-hee. You're walking too quickly. Hong So-hee, Ryuseowa's servant, replies, can't you walk a little slower? Lady Seowa, we're in public right now. Please refrain from acting so close to me. Mu Jin observes the pair. There are a lot of people here. Did she just call out to her servant as if she was her friend? I guess servants in the Heavenly Merchant Guild are pretty relaxed. He overhears So-hee whispering, sure, they'll hear you. So he leads the way. Lady Seowa, come this way, please. Seowa replies, okay. So he stops by a wall and says, as someone who will become one of the main pillars of the Heavenly Merchant Guild, you need to uphold your authority. Seowa pauses, looking flustered. Yeah, I should have done that. Sorry, I'm alright. Ryuseowa expresses her anxiety. But is it alright for us to be walking around like this? I'm a little scared of places that have a lot of people, and father, Lady Seowa. So he firmly replies, you mustn't appear weak like this. If you actively help out in the new business which the Merchant Guild leader has set up, then he'll start to trust you more too. So he continues to encourage her. Even though I'm the one who suggested that you do this will all belong to you in the future, so shouldn't you work hard to help your father? Seowa nods, resolving to do her best. Yeah, I should. Seowa remembers her father. Father. Suddenly, the Merchant Guild leader is interrupted by Seowa, who is holding a bouquet of flowers. Father, look at this. These are the mustards that I gathered. Seowa smiles brightly. Aren't they so beautiful? The Merchant Guild leader replies, I'm working right now, Siewa. The Merchant Guild leader reminds Ryu Siewa that she must refer to him by his title in public. And there are a lot of people here, so address me as the Merchant Guild leader. Ryu Siewa's expression shifts, her anxiety becoming more visible. Dropping the flowers, she responds, yes, sir. My father didn't have time for me because he was too busy working. She is determined to earn his attention. I want to believe that he'll pay attention to me if he sees me working hard now. But Ryu Siewa is overwhelmed by fear. But I'm too scared, so he reassures her, placing a hand on her shoulder. I know very well how scared you are. It might take a little time for the Merchant Guild leader to finally look in your direction, but you're the only daughter of the Heavenly Merchant Guild, the top 5 merchant guilds in the world. You can just take your time to do this without needing to worry about what others might think. So he embraces Ryu Siewa tightly, reassuring her, but if it's really too hard for you, I'll always be by your side to help you. Okay, that's right, Ryu Siewa thinks to herself. So he is doing so much to help me. A man watches them from a distance. Ryu Siewa steals her resolve. So I should meet her expectations. Later that night, so he stands over Ryu Siewa's sleeping form. Lady Siewa, so he asks, are you sound asleep? Ryu Siewa's eyes gleam with determination. In order to gain the attention of her father who had ignored her, she wants to personally help in the clinic business that the Merchant Guild is doing with Shaolin. Although I was the one who first suggested it. The woman fans herself, a sly smile on her face. I think it's so stupid. There's no way she'll get her father's attention by doing something as trivial as this. She reminisces about her past actions. Well, thanks to how stupid she is, I was able to successfully infiltrate them without getting my identity exposed. A really great snack just came in. Thank you, shoo. I was the one behind her becoming so fat and timid after being left on the mountain. Under the moonlight, a raven soars towards the temple roof. Oh, there it is. The woman clutches the bird to her chest, a dark smile spreading across her face. While I can't wait to see her expression after she finds out the truth, it's not time yet. The raven's beady red eyes glint as it receives a rolled-up scroll. She smirks, reading the message. To think they'd ask a fair maiden to go to a dark place in the forest. That's so sneaky, ho ho ho. She watches the raven fly off into the night. I'll go and report this quickly. We have a new disruption. A hooded figure peers over the temple roof, eavesdropping. The hooded figure perches on the temple roof, listening intently. He grins, realizing he's overheard something important. Bingo! The eavesdropping hooded figure learned that Lady Siewa is the youngest daughter of the Merchant Guild leader, but that she's led quite a lonely life. When Madame was carrying Lady Siewa, she fell ill and then passed away when she gave birth to Lady Siewa, leaving the Merchant Guild leader, who had been busy with work, without time to look after her. So she was raised by the servants of the Merchant Guild. While the Merchant Guild leader is much better now, back then he was just a cold person who focused on nothing but work to forget his sadness of losing his beloved. The problem was that Lady Siewa was still young and easily felt lonely. She relied too much on the servants, treating her nanny like her mother and asking the servants to ask her nanny if they needed any instructions. In the end, the Merchant Guild leader changed her nanny for someone else because he felt that something bad would happen one day. But that didn't help Lady Siewa in her loneliness and overdependency on others. The servants around her would later be changed a few more times. After seeing the people that she decided to trust and rely on being chased away for 2 to 3 days, she decided to close off her heart starting from the 6th change of servants. This time Hong So-hee had joined Lady Siewa as her servant. She had worked in the Heavenly Merchant Guild for over 10 years and had also looked after Lady Siewa a few times when she was young, so she was deemed qualified to become her servant. It's been a year since she started working for Lady Siewa. It's about time for her to be changed. A change? There's no need to worry about that, since Hong So-hee will do whatever it takes to remain as Ryu Siewa's servant. In the Unorthodox Tyrant Chronicles, the version of Ryu Siewa that became a key member of human trafficking was called Fallen Ryu Siewa. Although she enjoyed taking away beautiful women to torture them due to her inferiority complex, she was way too fat to move by herself and left most of the dirty work to be done by her servant. The servant who was in charge of doing the dirty work was Hong So-hee, Ryu Siewa's current servant. Meanwhile, the hooded figure perches on the temple roof. I knew things smelled too fishy, he grins. Bingo. Elsewhere, a lone figure walks through the forest. A voice echoes, "You're late today." The lone figure in the forest waits for her contact. Hong So-hee arrives, looking somewhat flustered. I had some things to attend to. A figure in a wide-brimmed hat looms over her. Is it related to the Merchant Guild's new business? The figure's eyes glow red behind the mask. Yes. The masked figure warns her, "Haven't you been too ambitious recently?" Hong So-hee replies, "This is all for the bigger picture." The figure looms closer. "Make sure you keep your current position without getting caught." The masked figure turns to leave. "I'll speak to you another time. Be careful of the Shaolin monks." Hong So-hee scoffs at the masked figure's warning. While they aren't familiar with the ways of the world, they're still very skilled. She continues to herself, annoyed by the warning she received. Who is he to ask me to be careful of them? She glances back at the temple. I guess that old man is afraid I'd steal his position, huh? Why would I be careful of monks that do nothing but read Buddhist scriptures on a mountain? Her eyes narrow with malice. Just you wait. I'll coax both those stupid monks and Ryuseowa over to my side and take your position for myself. Meanwhile, the hooded figure sits in a tree, overlooking the temple. I've been on this infiltration mission for 10 years without getting caught. Who would suddenly find out my identity? He smirks to himself, confident in his position. Who would find out? The Heavenly Merchant Guild would be in such deep trouble without me. So he continues to play the board game. The next day, he is approached by some of the workers. Miss. Pretty miss. So he turns to them, curious. Are you talking to me? Yeah, I have something for you. Wait a moment. The worker hands her a package. Could this be? Where did you get this from? He replies, no idea. Some mister wearing all black asked me to give this to you. He covered his face, so we don't know what he looks like. We want to know what's inside, but we can't read. The worker who delivered the package thought something was strange about the man in black, but he was grateful nonetheless. Thanks for passing this to me. He hands the workers some money. Take this and buy some snacks for yourselves. The workers are ecstatic. Whoa, thank you. So he returns to Ryuseowa. What's that? Servant Hong. So he smiles slyly. Oh, this. It seems someone sent a love letter to me. The letter reads, you don't have to worry about it. Great work on the infiltration mission within the Heavenly Merchant Guild. I think greatly of your skills and ability to complete missions, so I'll give you another opportunity. The message continues, I'll personally communicate with you on the matters in regards to Shaolin and the Heavenly Merchant Guild. I want you to write a report detailing a summary of what you've done so far and come to an abandoned house located on the outskirts of Dangfeng County before midnight. So he smirks, covering her mouth with her hand. To think an opportunity would come so much earlier. This is the perfect chance for me to surpass that old man. The hooded figure lands silently before Sohee. The hooded figure greets her. Hong Sohee, I've been waiting for you. It's truly an honor for me to meet you in person. Sohee replies, what is Ryuseowa doing right now? She's probably resting in her bedroom. In order to avoid arousing any suspicions, I can't stay out for too long. The hooded figure asks, please tell me what you need me to do. He holds out his hand expectantly. Give me the report first. Sohee complies. Yes, sir. Sohee hands over the report. Because I'm stuck to Ryuseowa as her servant, it's hard for me to come out like this every time. Please let me know how we can keep in contact from now on. The hooded figure states, I intend to infiltrate the Heavenly Merchant Guild myself soon. I'll contact you from within at that time. Sohee is taken aback by this unexpected turn of events. Pardon? I thought the reason for only having me infiltrate was because the higher-ups think that having more than one infiltrator would just create confusion. I'm the perfect fit for this mission since I've worked in this place for 10 years already. The hooded figure is silent, and Sohee begins to panic. Why is there someone else joining the mission suddenly? Damn it, did I talk too much? Sohee's eyes widen, a terrible thought dawning on her. Could it be? Her face contorts in fear and desperation. This won't do. Am I getting thrown away? I've been working dash. Suddenly, Sohee is struck across the face. Hard. The hooded figure slams Sohee's face into a game board. Time to play Alkaji. Sohee's lip splits open from the impact. The hooded figure stomps on Sohee's hand. A blast of purple energy erupts from the attacker. The hooded figure grins menacingly. Sohee, battered and bruised, recognizes her attacker. The hooded figure is none other than Mu Jin, his face contorted in a menacing grin. That damn monk? Why are you here? Mu Jin casually confirms her suspicions. Are you the one who lured me here? Well, yeah, Sohee demands answers, her voice laced with desperation. The words written in the letter contained the secret code structure of my organization. How do you know it? Did you decipher it? Mu Jin dismisses her concerns with a wave of his hand. That's none of your business. You guys are already dancing in the palm of my hand. Mu Jin reveals his source of information. Because I already read all about that secret code structure in the Unorthodox Tyrant Chronicles. I'm having a hard time recalling it though. So he realizes the gravity of the situation. Now that you know who I am in our top secret mission, I can't let you go anymore. Sohee's face contorts with rage. I'll cut you apart and kill you. Mu Jin smirks, red energy crackling around his fist. I guess I seem like an ordinary monk to you. I'll show you the difference in our strength. Sohee launches forward, but Mu Jin is already moving. There's no way I'd lose to a brat like you. Mu Jin prepares to strike. Time to see just how well my skills actually work. Sohee's attack is a blur of motion. I'll cut you apart and kill you. The purple-haired assassin lunges, claws outstretched, determined to eliminate the threat. There's no way I'd lose to a brat like you. Mu Jin's smirk widens as he prepares to meet her attack head-on. He steels himself. If I don't go all out in fighting someone who's trying to kill me, I'll definitely get killed. The former Special Forces soldier knows he can't hold back. I have to focus. So he unleashes a blast of purple energy. This is my first ever fight. Mu Jin executes a judo shoulder throw. The purple-haired assassin slams into the ground with incredible force. So he struggles to comprehend what just happened. How on earth did he get me? I've never seen that martial art before. Was there such a martial art in the Shaolin Temple? Mu Jin follows up with a stomp, driving her further into the dirt. So he claws desperately at the ground, trying to escape the onslaught. Mu Jin's expression hardens, his eyes filled with determination. So he, desperate, grabs a handful of sand. Sand. I'll resort to any dirty tricks so that I'll never lose to you. She throws the sand at Mu Jin's face. Let's see how much you whine about how it's underhanded. Mu Jin spins, using the cowl she tore from him to block the incoming sand. So he is shocked. He used the cowl that I tore off to block the sand? When did he get that? And he even managed to use it? She grins, purple energy gathering in her hand. But he let his guard down. Mu Jin's eyes narrow, focused. Is it time? Mu Jin is momentarily blinded by the sand, but he's already prepared to counterattack. So he grins wickedly. I'll start with your abdomen. Purple energy crackles as she strikes. So he is confident in her attack. I got him good. Suddenly, the energy dissipates around Mu Jin, revealing a strange, glowing barrier. Mu Jin's iron guard skill has activated, protecting him from the attack. So he is shocked as she looks down at her mangled hands. My, what did you fucking do? Mu Jin's fist connects with Sohee's face, sending her reeling. Now then, Mu Jin prepares to stomp on the spy. Time to put you into the ground. Mu Jin's anger is palpable. You damn spy hag. So he is dazed and confused on the ground. It hurts. What happened? Did I faint after getting beat up by that monk? Sohee's eyes widen in disbelief as she hears the commotion around her. My surroundings are noisy. It can't be. Are you asking us to believe what you just said? One of the Heavenly Merchant Guild members steps forward, trying to defuse the situation. Sir, I'm certain Monk Mu Jin is wrong. Calm down for now. She's worked with us for over 10 years. There's no way she's a spy of an evil person. Monk Biab Gang, his bald head gleaming, confronts the guild member. Are you saying that Mu Jin is a liar then? Are you doubting a Shaolin disciple right now? The crowd of monks and guild members look down at the bound Sohee. A smiling face appears in the doorway. Oh, you're finally awake. Sohee glares up, hatred burning in her eyes. I'll start explaining things now. I'll kill this little fucker. The guild member continues his explanation of the events leading up to this moment. After finishing my duties at the clinic last night, I was on my way back to rest, and I saw her walking outside by herself. The guild member explains that after finishing his duties at the clinic the previous night, he saw the servant of Lady Siwa walking outside by herself late at night. He thought that was strange, and decided to follow her, and witnessed a shocking scene. He continues, describing how a man wearing black clothes appeared at an abandoned building, and they talked about the clinic's business, and that she was on an undercover mission as a spy. After finding out about her secret, he waited until she was alone to ambush her. But she was actually really skilled in martial arts, he admits. He turns to the crowd, showing off his back. Do you see this? If she was an ordinary servant, would she be able to cause such an injury? The guild member points to the wounds on his torso. If I hadn't learned Iron Guard, then I'd have been impaled and I would have died. I have other evidence as well. He holds up a letter. This is a letter that she gave to the man in black clothes back then. After seeing that this is her handwriting, you'll know I'm speaking the truth. Sohee, still pinned by the hooded figure, recognizes the report. That's the mission report that I wrote after being tricked by him. Mu Jin calmly explained the situation and submitted the evidence. I'll leave it to your wise judgments to decide if she really is someone capable of using such a vicious attack. While everyone was confused, they soon realized that what Mu Jin said was the truth. After checking the handwriting, it was indeed that servant's handwriting. As they compared the size of her hand to the injury on Monk Mu Jin's stomach, it was the same as well. Moreover, all Hong Sohee did was shout that she had been wrong without giving any counter-arguments. I have been wrong. This was all made up by that monk. Everyone started to lean towards Mu Jin's side in an instant. Everything he said was true. These are all indeed irrefutable evidence. After working here for 10 years, Ryu Jiguang then spoke. I know this request is out of line. Ryu Jiguang makes a request. But could you leave this servant to us? Since this is the Merchant Guild's matter, we would like to deal with her personally. So he can't believe what she's hearing. Mu Jin agrees. Yes, definitely. I'd like to apologize for stepping out of line. Thank you so much. I will definitely reward you for this matter. Mu Jin thinks to himself, phew, I managed to somehow catch the spy. With this, the Heavenly Merchant Guild should be safer, right? Ryu Jiguang shouts an order. Imprison that servant immediately. As Hong Sohee is dragged away, her shouts echo throughout the manor. That monk set up this trap for me. Sohee continues to scream as she's taken away. Why don't you believe me? Sir, Lady Seowa. Fortunately, this matter ended well. Time to get some rest. Mu Jin pauses, hearing his name called. He turns to see Monk Biob Gang towering over him. Monk Biob Gang. Right. He's here too. Biob Gang's expression is stern. Mu Jin, let's have a talk. I have a lot to talk to you about. Why did you move alone without discussing with any of us? Mu Jin forces a laugh, sweat trickling down his face. I can't tell him that I'm the man in black clothes that tricked Hong So-hee to get evidence. With the spy apprehended, Mu Jin hopes the matter is closed for now. Or at least, that's what he thought. The hooded figure looms over So-hee, who is tied to a chair, bloodied and defeated. He removes the gag from her mouth. I took off the gag. Talk to me now. So-hee immediately tries to deflect blame. Sir, I really didn't do it. It's Mu Jin. That demonic monk deceived us all. The hooded figure considers her words. He deceived us? That's right. That demon is the man in black clothes who asked to meet with me. He decides to change his line of questioning. Let me ask you a different question then. The hooded figure leans in, his gaze intense. Why did you give that letter to Monk Mu Jin who asked to meet with you? So-hee's eyes dart around, trying to comprehend how Mu Jin knows so much. That damn monk didn't mention that though, so how does he know? Give me the report first. Does he still think of me as a member of the Heavenly Merchant Guild? The hooded figure looms over her, demanding answers. Speak. What's the third rule of being a spy? The first is to only follow the information and instructions that we're given. The second rule is to commit suicide without hesitation upon having our identity exposed. The third rule, we're everywhere. The hooded figure seems satisfied with her answer, but still presses her. Good. You know all of them well, so why didn't you commit suicide? So-hee's eyes widen in terror as she realizes the gravity of her situation. Monk Biob Gang's expression is stern as he calls out to Mu Jin. Mu Jin, let's have a talk. I have a lot to talk to you about. Mu Jin forces a nervous laugh, trying to downplay the situation. I'm sorry. It was really urgent, so I went ahead alone to resolve it first. Biob Gang grabs Mu Jin's shoulders, his face full of concern. That's not why I'm scolding you. The scene shifts to an abstract representation of the world. You got lucky and survived this time, but the world is a bigger place than you think. The image shifts again, showing shadowy figures clashing. There are countless strange and abnormally strong people. Biob Gang looks frustrated as he makes his point. What would you have done if that woman and the black-clothes person were extremely skilled? If that had been the case, you wouldn't have escaped unscathed. Mu Jin winces, realizing the gravity of the situation. I never thought I'd get scolded over something like this. About that, he grits his teeth, fully aware of the trouble he's caused. Standing before the hulking form of Biob Gang, Mu Jin relents. I hope you'll trust the grown-ups the next time. I'm sorry. I'll make sure to do that. Mu Jin had to swallow his pride and suppress his true feelings. Biob Gang was always strictly by the books. Meanwhile, Mu Jin imagines a scene of villagers suffering. I really will make sure to ask for help next time. Mu Jin is still touched by the monk's concern. Yet he seems so concerned over me. News travels fast, and the news is not good. What? Hong So-hee died. The message came from the Heavenly Merchant Guild leader office. A guild member explains, today at dawn, I heard she suddenly died when I was on my way to interrogate her. I think, within the Merchant Guild, there's someone who is either helping or monitoring Hong So-hee. The scene shows a room with blood splattered across the floor. The guild member continues, even after deciphering the letter you gave me, there's nothing special in it other than details of what she did. However, we are certain that she was acting as Seowa's servant to leak information about the Shaojin and our Merchant Guild. Mu Jin raises an eyebrow. But why are you telling me this? You mentioned that this is an internal Heavenly Merchant Guild's affair and asked to take over holding her, didn't you? The guild leader's expression shifts, a hint of a smile playing on his lips. Isn't there something else that's relevant to me? I mean, did I miss out on anything? As expected of Monk Mu Jin, the Heavenly Merchant Guild leader reflects on Mu Jin's recent actions. Not only did he come up with a completely new way to run a clinic business, he was also able to discover suspicious movements within our merchant guild and swiftly subdue the spy. Ryu Jiguang soon started talking after he realized just how wise Mu Jin is through the series of events that happened recently. If it's him, I should be able to trust him with this. He clasps his hands together, looking serious. Actually, the reason I decided to work with Shaolin wasn't just because of business. I had another greater reason. Mu Jin raises an eyebrow, waiting for him to continue. Ryu Jiguang locks eyes with him. That's why I've asked to meet with you now. The guild leader pauses for dramatic effect. The second reason I had decided to work with Shaolin would be, he trails off. The scene shifts to Ryu Jiguang's office, littered with documents and reports from various provinces. Ryu Jiguang was finishing up his work for the day when he paused. After I'm done with this, I'll be done with today's work. Wait a minute. He reviewed the numbers. The purchase report of the Mianyang branch aligns with the recorded goods in the report of Siangsi Province's Hanzhong County as expected. Something was off, but one item is being sold at an especially higher price than the market rate. What is this? Ryu Jiguang's face hardened. Don't tell me. He called for his chief administrator. Chief Administrator Yang. The administrator appeared. Yes, guild leader. Ryu Jiguang gave his orders. I want you to send the Azure Gold Squad to the Miang branch and Hanzhong branch. I'll write the details in a letter, so make sure that they only open up the letter after they arrive. The administrator bowed. Yes, sir. He thought to himself, I can tell it's dangerous because of the decades I've trained my senses running the Heavenly Merchant Guild. Ryu Jiguang explains his reasoning. The movements of our branches seem suspicious. That's why I decided to work with Shaolin in order to keep them in check. He continues, his expression grave. Up until now, based on my experience and instincts, I had thought something was slightly out of place. Ryu Jiguang looks at the defeated Sohei. Then you came and helped to catch a hidden spy. I had wanted to believe that the main branch that I'm in had no problems, but unfortunately, that wasn't the case. He turns to Mu Jin, a sincere expression on his face. We almost ran into huge trouble, but you prevented it for us. I thank you, from the bottom of my heart. As expected, there's no need to doubt the current merchant guild leader. Mu Jin waves off the praise. The problem was spies like Hong Sohei. I simply did what was supposed to be done. That aside, you mentioned that other branches have problems. Ryu Jiguang considers his options. I want to go there right away, but I don't feel safe doing that since I have no idea when the Heavenly Merchant Guild's main branch might fall. I need to come up with some kind of countermeasure for it. Mu Jin sits at the table, deep in thought. Let's think. If I don't completely solve this matter, no one will know what kind of disaster will befall the Heavenly Merchant Guild and the whole world of Shaolin Chronicles. He furrows his brow, trying to piece everything together. I got rid of the first problem, which was Hong Sohei. The other villain would be. Mu Jin's eyes widen as he realizes the connection. Lady Siwa. Mu Jin asks about the woman in question. May I know what happened to Lady Siwa? The response comes quickly. Since Hong Sohei was able to steal information while she was Siwa's servant, we also investigated Siwa. Were they in cahoots together? The man clears his throat. Not at all. But Siwa is under room confinement now. The man declares that Lady Siwa deserves punishment for being so easily deceived by her servant. I can't believe she didn't even know her own servant was scheming against our merchant guild. That deserves to be punished. Yeah, I guess. He pauses, then asks Mu Jin why he's suddenly so interested in Siwa. But is there a problem? Why are you suddenly asking about Siwa? Mu Jin responds that he has a proposal for Siwa, then asks if the man has noticed a problem with the clinic. There's something I'd like to propose to Lady Siwa. Have you noticed a problem with our clinic facility? The man explains that he realized the issue after the recent incident. I realized it after an incident that happened recently. Monk Mu Jin, I have a question I'd like to ask. Does this place not accept female patients? He continues, stating that his wife has back problems and would like to receive treatment as well. Since I've come here for treatments a few times, I naturally talked about it with my wife. She has some problems with her back as well, so she'd also like to receive treatment here. Come to think of it, we've only accepted male patients so far. He elaborates on the issue. Even in the modern world, for a male fitness trainer or Pilates training, there's always an issue since there's usually a lot of touching. But in this martial arts world, they really take the whole men and women should not sit together after the age of 7 foot very seriously. It's not a place where people can fool around or refuse to listen to their seniors. In the case of Yun Gehe's treatment, because she treated Mu Jin like her grandson, she was able to undergo the treatment without any problems. But for Mu Jin to personally give treatment to a woman of high status that can afford the luxurious treatment, I'll start the treatment now. Oh Mu, where do you think you're pressing? But that's for the treatment, darling. This man put his hands on me. I was just trying to ease the pains necessary for the treatment by using the muscle strengthening technique. Mu Jin didn't even want to imagine what could happen if that were to occur. You pathetic fucking trash. Mu Jin grimaces. I fear something along those lines could happen. The man strokes his chin thoughtfully. Even though you're a Buddhist, there'll still be women who would feel uncomfortable with a man touching them. At this rate, it's true that it'd be hard for the clinic to accept female patients. That's indeed a huge problem. The man considers the situation, then asks, but I think you said you realized something just now. May I ask if you've found a solution for it? Mu Jin replies yes I did. Mu Jin then reveals, the solution would be. Mu Jin continues his explanation. To ask Lady Silwa to learn my method of treatment. That'll allow her to treat female patients instead of me. The man strokes his chin thoughtfully. I heard that even though she's under room confinement, she can still take lessons. Oh ho, if we do that, then we'll be able to easily resolve the clinic's problem. Mu Jin continues, and most importantly, since Lady Silwa is your daughter. Mu Jin concludes his argument. We won't need to worry over her leaking information about my techniques to the outside world. This technique will only belong to the Heavenly Merchant Guild among the top 5 merchant guilds in the world. The guild leader's plan was working better than he expected, and he couldn't help but chuckle. He erupted into laughter. Haha, Monk Mu Jin is so unpredictable. The guild leader calls out to someone. Chief Administrator Yang, are you outside? Yes, sir. Ask Seowa to come here. Seowa arrives, and the guild leader addresses her. You must hate me for confining you to your room. Seowa responds, Father, I don't blame you for that. He continues, since you've been to the clinic a few times, you know what kind of work Monk Mu Jin does, right? Seowa replies nervously, yes, I do. The guild leader gestures towards Mu Jin. Monk Mu Jin, please take over. Mu Jin bows slightly. Yes, merchant guild leader. Mu Jin addresses Lady Seowa. Lady Seowa, after discussing with your father, I'd like to propose this to you. Would you like to learn my treatment methods and exercises, and then help out with the female patients? Seowa is taken aback by the sudden offer. That came out of nowhere. I'm still under confinement. How could I do that? Mu Jin explains his reasoning. I'm not asking you to help the clinic immediately. I'll need to first teach you my treatment method during your confinement. He points out that she's already familiar with his work. You've watched how I do it every time you visit, haven't you? Mu Jin is confident in her abilities. I think you'll be able to learn it easily. He assures her that there's no pressure. It's alright. This is not something you have to think about seriously. You can feel free to reject me. Would you like to help us? Seowa is stunned by Mu Jin's offer. Huh, Mu Jin smiles gently. You can just think of it as us playing together like we did back then. A flashback shows the young Seowa and Mu Jin, back when they were children, playing together. Seowa, touched by the offer, declares, aren't you going to treat the sick and save the world? I'll stay by your side to help so that you can accomplish that. But doubt creeps in as she wonders aloud, can I really do it? All I did was visit the clinic a few times and saw what was happening there though. If something goes wrong, what if I make a mistake? The guild leader watches her, concerned. What do I do? What do I do? He mumbles. He turns to Mu Jin, a worried expression on his face. While those are good intentions, will it really be okay? I feel like this might be too difficult for Seowa to do right now. Mu Jin smiles reassuringly. She's your daughter, isn't she? She's definitely capable of handling this. And this is the perfect timing for it. Mu Jin knew that Ryu Seowa had lost a lot of her self-confidence due to Hong So-hee fattening her up and gaslighting her. Mu Jin knew if Ryu Seowa learns exercise theories and techniques, she'll feel more accomplished and recover some of her confidence. Also, it's also good that he can get closer to a daughter of a rich family. On the first day of education, Mu Jin plans to teach her basic theory and the physical transformation that comes with doing the basics. He explains there's also the meat consumption for protein that couldn't be done in Shaolin and a simple diet. If you eat meat, a nutrient known as protein will go into your body, and you can then exercise and train your body with those nutrients in your body. He'll make professional terms sound as simple as possible so she doesn't lose interest in this topic, along with explanations of the other nutrients and their effects. Mu Jin adds that he'll even use apt analogies to explain things. So, that's why you ate meat back then. Please forget about what happened back there. Ryu Seowa was a natural, quickly grasping all the information Mu Jin presented to her. Mu Jin was pleased with her progress. On the 5th day, both of you, please come in. I'll now teach her stretching and Pilates techniques. Despite being under confinement, Ryu Seowa was allowed to leave for educational purposes, so they visited the clinic for practical experience. Yun Gehi joined them so Ryu Seowa could practice on her. I'm going to be alright, so don't be too worried, Yun Gehi assured her. Mu Jin couldn't touch Ryu Seowa's body personally, but he still needed to teach her, so Yun Gehi stepped up to help. Yes, grandmother, Ryu Seowa responded nervously. Even though Ryu Seowa looked worried, she was able to perform the techniques as soon as she learned them. Oh my, this feels as good as what Monk Mu Jin did. Monk Mu Jin, am I doing this right? Mu Jin smiled. That was amazing, Lady Seowa. You were able to learn quite quickly. When her abilities are recognized, it'll bring her a great sense of accomplishment which words can't even describe. On the 9th day, Ryu Seowa seemed to have a new goal. A goal that didn't seem to be for the sake of the merchant guild or her father, but for herself. I think I know what that goal could be, Mu Jin thought. He leaned against the wall, observing her. But I might cause things to screw up by assuming. It's rude to be talking about weight of a woman after all. So for now, I'll observe her and only help when it's needed. The situation has been greatly unfair for her. She had been gaslighted by the spy this whole time, and that was what led to her gaining so much weight. Mu Jin reflected. I did recommend personal exercise to Ryu Seowa with the pretext of education purposes. You need to move a lot to understand your body more. But she never showed any dislike for it. That's probably because she's really determined to lose weight. I really hope she'll achieve good results out of this. Mu Jin watched her, thinking, I hope I'll see a Ryu Sealwa of resolve and not what I read about in the novel. On the 20th day, Sealwa was able to perform most of the stretching and Pilates techniques. Mu Jin considered her progress. There's less techniques compared to what I taught Biab, but she's more stable in them and can now be practicing them in real life. She also hasn't been lazy in exercising. Is this how I do this pose? The next pose is... Sealwa consulted her manual. Mu Jin observed Sealwa's training, thinking, that's not a bad start in becoming a professional trainer. Because she's still growing, she'll be able to lose weight successfully if she doesn't give up. He continued to watch her, impressed. Since going on diets are tough even for adults, I think her transformation is amazing since she was timid at the start. The guild leader, Ryu Jiguang, watched from the doorway, equally impressed. And I'm not the only one who thought that. I can't believe she's so different now compared to when she was just depressed all the time. Ryu Jiguang was so moved that he gave Mu Jin some emergency funds secretly without his seniors knowing. Mu Jin's face contorted in mock outrage. Are you trying to buy me with money? Are you trying to humiliate me? Mu Jin stared at the bag of money, conflicted. It was way too hard for me to reject him when it was so much money. Mu Jin shook Ryu Jiguang's hand, already planning his next purchase. One day, I'll use this money to buy me some protein to eat. Training Sealwa had gone smoothly, but Mu Jin had bigger plans. Merchant Guild leader, I think she's ready. You think so too? Mu Jin leaned forward, his eyes gleaming with ambition. I was thinking about opening up a branch in the countryside. You don't just want there to be clinics in Dangfeng County, do you? Mu Jin imagined the possibilities. The opening of franchises. We'll set up a clinic in the countryside to earn even more money. To save even more people. But Mu Jin's ambitions weren't purely altruistic. He had another reason for expanding. We'll also take this chance to figure out what the suspicious countryside branches are doing. Ryu Jiguang considered the proposition. Where do you intend to open the first branch? The first branch will be. The location of the first branch was decided. In Jiangxi Province, Nanchang. Ryu Jiguang was surprised by Mu Jin's choice. Nanchang? Why did you choose Nanchang instead of Luoyang or Zhengzhou, which are closer? Mu Jin had a well-prepared response. Shaolin has great influence in the Dangfeng County, so it won't be hard for us to expand into nearby areas. On the other hand, if we expand further out, then the other sects will complain. Which is why my target is the neutral zone, Nanchang. It's a place where we don't have influence in, and also doesn't have any other groups there either. If we start opening a branch there, we'll be able to help even more people in the future. Ryu Jiguang was impressed by Mu Jin's strategic thinking. I can't believe you have such a good grasp on the territory situations. I'm really surprised. But Nanchang isn't that easy to do business in, Mu Jin countered with a practical point. It's still better than opening it in a place where they are completely ruled by another group. And if you look at the map, you can see that Nanchang is the closest to us among all the neutral areas. That was Mu Jin's convincing excuse. But Mu Jin was truly after something else. It'd be hard to change the future of the Heavenly Merchant Guild easily by catching a low-rank spy like Hong Sohee. I still haven't met the true puppet master of the Heavenly Merchant Guild. Mu Jin examines the map, a dark glint in his eyes. If I remember correctly, Nanchang will be ruled by an unorthodox faction in the future. That faction was the Tyrant Blade faction, an unorthodox group that took care of the dirty work of the corrupted Heavenly Merchant Guild. It was in charge of illegal drug manufacturing and human trafficking, which brought the majority of the profits to the Heavenly Merchant Guild, and was a major contributing faction to turning the Heavenly Merchants down the path of darkness. Mu Jin clenches his fist, his resolve hardening. I must go there in advance and find out what they're trying to do. Monk Biab Gang, bald and ever observant, raises a question. I understand why you want to go there since it's the first branch, but who'd deal with the Heavenly Merchant Guild here? Isn't there Monk Biab Jian? Mu Jin considers the monk's words. He hasn't been able to show his true abilities since he's been helping Grandpa so far, he muses. Mu Jin reasoned that Monk Biab Jian knew his techniques even better than he did now, and that Grandpa always felt sorry towards him since Monk Biab Jian helped him with everything. He felt like this was a good chance for Monk Biab Jian to do something on his own. Mu Jin grinned, revealing his intentions. With that, I'll go to Nanchang alone. I'll buy some meat to eat there too, someone interjected. Even so, that place is too far away for us to send you there alone. But the speaker had someone in mind. I have someone that'd be perfect as a travel companion. Abbot Hyun Chun was told of their conversation and gave permission, while smiling widely. Go give it a try. Grandpa also readily agreed to it. I'm sure you'll do well alone. Monk Biab Jian speaks. Use this chance to go into the outside world and help Mu Jin with his work. Yes, Grandmaster Hyun Guang. I was able to bring Monk Biab Jian with me. Mu Jin, channeling his inner gym owner Choi Kanghyuk, lays out the plan. As for the details of the plan, this is how it should be managed. This is how you should handle customers. I was able to tell them what to do with my years of experience as a gym owner from when I was Choi Kang-hyuk. As most of the things were able to be taken care of rather smoothly, Moo Jin started preparing for his departure. That's all for today. Thank you, Monk Moo Jin. Seowa asks, how was the muscle lengthening technique class today? I'm sorry that the quality of my class isn't that high. She's quickly reassured, not at all. You really taught well. Thanks to that, I was able to make good use of time during my house confinement period. Seowa asks Moo Jin, are you leaving tomorrow? To Nanchang? Moo Jin confirms, yes, we'll be departing first thing in the morning tomorrow. Seowa watched as Moo Jin prepared to leave. I thought I would only stay in Hunan when I left the Shaolin Temple. We just got close and he's already leaving. She reminisced about their past. He saved me when I was young. And now, he's at the Merchant Guild this time. I still haven't expressed how thankful I am to him yet. She felt a pang of loneliness. Everyone around me is leaving. It's hard getting close to anyone. Her thoughts were interrupted. Lady Seowa, Moo Jin reassured her with a grin. I'm just going on a business trip, so I'll be coming back when I'm done there. You've gotta continue working hard while I'm gone. He gave her a playful warning. I'll be checking to see if your skills improved when I'm back, so brace yourself. I won't go easy on you. Understand? Moo Jin pinky promised, solidifying their agreement. Okay. With that, I've given her the last motivation she needs. All preparation is completed. Moo Jin sat atop the carriage, ready to depart. Now, the business trip to Nanchang shall commence. How long does it take for us to get to Nanchang? The driver responded, if there are no issues, I think we'll reach it in about 4 days. Alright, we'll be counting on you then. I'll bring you there safely. Moo Jin considered the road ahead. Since I put an end to Hong Is-chi, their organization will definitely make their move. If possible, I want to deal with the Tyrant Blade faction while I'm there and meet with that person. Meanwhile, elsewhere, a figure sat in a dimly lit room, reading a novel. Unorthodox Tyrant Chronicles, one of Geikyung's novels. Unorthodox Tyrant Chronicles. Guests of the Merchant Guild leader are coming here. Branch leader. The branch leader turned, a look of suspicion on his face. From the main group? What kind of guests are they? There's a high chance that the Merchant Guild leader of the fallen Heavenly Merchant Guild, a villain organization in the novel, is. The branch leader was informed that the guests were from the Shaolin Temple. He learned that the guest was the second son of Ryu Jiguang. The man's name was Ryu Seilho. Blessed monk, will be arriving shortly, the driver announced from the front of the carriage. Moo Jin, dressed in his monk's robes, sat on a stack of crates, engrossed in his reading. The driver continued, that place we see is Nanchang? Yes, please prepare to disembark. Moo Jin looked up, a glint of anticipation in his eyes. That's my second place of business. In the distance, Nanchang emerged from the horizon. Moo Jin sighed, glancing at his companion, who was currently dead asleep. It would have been better if I'd gone on this business trip alone. But we've arrived. Please wake up. Moo Jin snapped, striking his sleeping companion with a stick. You little brat, did you not hear what the coachman just said? He said we'll be arriving shortly, didn't he? The other monk, clearly not a morning person, shot back. I told you to only wake me up once we have arrived. Do you not understand words? Or are you just deaf? No one would understand what you mean if you say it like that. He flopped back down, muttering, in any case, I'm going back to sleep. Why did it have to be with this old dude? 2 days earlier, at the Heavenly Merchant Guild, Ryu Jiguang had asked, what? You want me to go with Monk Haiguan? Yes, he explained his reasoning. You might not know this, but in the vicinity of Nanchang, there are rumors that some underground gangs and unorthodox groups have suddenly appeared. While they're only rumors, I'm still too worried to send you there alone. Monk Biab Gang explained. That's why I'm thinking of asking Haiguan, who knows a lot about unorthodox groups, to go with you. Nothing bad will come out of being more careful. Moo Jin smirked. This is actually good. Since my objective on this business trip is to defeat the Tyrant Blade faction, which does the dirty work of the corrupted Heavenly Merchant Guild, there'll be fighting. Moo Jin glanced at the sleeping monk. Having someone as strong as him definitely puts me at ease. But can I really depend on him? He listened closely. Moo Jin grinned, sensing trouble. Just as I thought something fun about to happen. To think those little rats have come out to meet us. Hidden in the bushes, 2 figures lurk, their eyes glowing ominously. Moo Jin's thoughts echo with anticipation. This trip won't be a boring one. Heavenly Merchant Guild Nanchang Branch. Inside the Nanchang Branch, Ryu Seilho, the branch leader and Ryu Jiguang's second son, is informed of the guest's arrival. So, have you confirmed it? An underling replies, yes, we've confirmed that they've arrived in a horse carriage. The Shaolin disciples have come here. Huh? The branch leader is notified. Branch leader, the guests of the Merchant Guild leader are here. He responds, oh my, let them in. Moo Jin, now noticeably more muscular, stands tall, ready to face whatever awaits him. Moo Jin, ever vigilant, senses something amiss as he steps into the Nanchang branch. Huh, there's a lesser presence. Am I overthinking things? He introduces himself to the branch leader. Nice to meet you. I am Mu Jin, a third-class disciple of Shaolin. Well, not that it matters, Amiba. Ryu Sealho, the branch leader, responds, puffing on his pipe. I am Ryu Sealho, the branch leader of the Heavenly Merchant Guild's Nanchang branch. It must have been tiring for you to come such a long way. Mu Jin maintains his composure, despite the branch leader's suspicious demeanor. I received a letter from the Merchant Guild leader, so I have a rough idea of the situation. We, the Nanchang branch, intend to ask a workshop to make the tools your clinic needs. Ryu Sealho continues, you can speak to the chief supervisor if your clinic needs anything else. Mu Jin tilts his head confused. Pardon? Ryu Sealho, with a hint of impatience, explains, today is your first day here, so I made time for you. But as the Nanchang branch leader, I'm quite a busy person. Mu Jin smirks, already sizing up the branch leader as a future villain. This is how you want to play it, huh? He's really rude, befitting for a future villain. Mu Jin pushes back against the branch leader's attitude. May I take my leave now, branch leader? It'd be nice if you did. I have a lot of work to do. Ryu Sealho curtly dismisses him. Please take your leave. As Mu Jin leaves, a shadowy figure appears behind Ryu Sealho. The cloaked figure speaks, impressed by Mu Jin's awareness. Even though he wasn't sure, I can't believe he detected your presence. He's certainly no ordinary monk. Ryu Sealho relights his pipe, considering the implications. Underestimating him might end up disrupting our plans. Father, the Merchant Guild leader, must have had a reason to praise him so highly. The cloaked figure considers Mu Jin a threat that needs to be dealt with. I'll have to test him myself then. How would you go about that? Ryu Sealho, still holding his pipe, suggests a plan to undermine Mu Jin's reputation. I just remembered an incident where a large number of Shaolin's outer sect disciples left them. The world is a place that reacts sensitively to bullshit as long as it sounds interesting. Spread that rumor. Yes, sir. Mu Jin heaves of relief as he finishes loading the luggage. A man approaches, offering assistance. Thank you so much for helping with the luggage. I was also once a Shaolin disciple. Mak Jaihyuk, an outer sect disciple of the Jiangxi Buddha Fist sect leader, smiles warmly. We should all help each other out whenever we can. When I was still a disciple, my Buddhist name was Hai Shin. Mu Jin listens intently, his expression thoughtful. Monk Hyunmyeong was quite worried about the security of Nanchang, but the Buddha Fist sect leader is actually kind and friendly. Mak Jaihyuk explains the purpose of the trip. By the way, can these fancy-looking things really help the world? They're treatment tools that have already provided a lot of help to the world. Mu Jin confidently states, we can't be the only ones who use something this good. That's why we came here. Is the Buddha Fist sect leader in there? Mu Jin knocks loudly on the sect leader's door. Is anyone in there? The sect leader appears, smiling warmly. Oh, please excuse me for a moment. It seems I have an uninvited guest. The sect leader steps forward, a serious expression on his face. The sect leader is surprised to see a crowd gathered outside. What? Why are there so many people here? I have something to say to the person who came from Shaolin. I heard some unpleasant rumors. What? Rumors. Mu Jin surveyed the crowd. They're the core people and sects in this area, huh? They don't look too strong. Kang Taigu, Jiangxi Tai Sword sect leader, scowled. Is it true that the noble Shaolin disciples that have cut off ties with their worldly desires are trying to do business with medical techniques? Another voice chimed in, dripping with sarcasm. The Shaolin temple is trying to do business? Is it because you're low on money after the outer sect disciples left in groups? The sect leader, caught off guard by the hostility, stammered a defense. As you can see, this place is just going to be a clinic. It will be for those who are suffering in this world and need treatment. The heckler wasn't buying it. Do it for free then. Even if they may not be doing well financially, how could the Shaolin Temple expand their territory to do business? Go back to your mountain now. Corrupted by money? These assholes are really crossing a line here. Mu Jin, having heard enough, stepped forward. Pardon me for interrupting your conversation. Mu Jin's voice boomed. We, the Shaolin disciples, have just arrived here and are unloading our luggage. How did you know we'd be using medical techniques? The sect leader, visibly shaken, stammered that's. He continued, didn't you say it? No, I heard it from the Tai Sword sect leader. I only heard about it through rumors myself. Mu Jin's eyes narrowed. I knew it. The only person who could get all the smaller sects to gather in one place. Ryu Sealho, you cunning fox. His expression darkened. You dare mess with me? You want to fight by swaying public opinion, huh? Mu Jin's voice took on a steely edge. Then I won't go easy on you either. I think I know why you guys are here, so let me tell you this. He declared with unwavering conviction. I've come from far away with the intent to sacrifice myself so that I can help the world and the people of this city. Saying nonsense like, the Shaolin Temple has become obsessed with money, is something we already expected to hear. The sect leader sputtered, his face reddening. Even so? Another voice chimed in, questioning Mu Jin's motives. Do you not want the people of Nanchang to become healthier? That's way too far-fetched. Mu Jin wasn't having any of it, his voice rising with intensity. Far-fetched? Let's be honest. Why would the Shaolin Temple need your permission to open a clinic here? He continued to press the issue. There must be a reason, right? Or do you just take us for fools? Let's be honest here. You guys are just Ryu Sealho's puppets. One of the men, seemingly fed up with the conversation, declared. I can't listen to this anymore. Why does a young monk of the Shaolin Temple talk so much? Suddenly, a new voice cut through the tension. Father, let me handle it from here. Mu Jin recognized the newcomer, Kang Jiuan, the Tai Sword Sect leader's eldest son. Kang Jiuan, the Tai Sword Sect leader's eldest son, steps forward, proposing a solution. I'll teach you the mindset a Shaolin disciple should have. We could probably do that over a duel, just like how orthodox factions resolve issues. Mu Jin, unfazed by the challenge, glances around at the crowd. All these cheers mean they're in agreement, right? Ha, okay then. Kang Jiuan, now empowered by red energy, urges Mu Jin forward. Don't just stand there. Mu Jin, radiating confidence, replies, come at me already. The crowd is stunned by Mu Jin's unexpected strength. Why aren't you giving your all? Is he really a teenager? But I heard he was just a third-class disciple. Kang Jiuan, now in a defensive stance, struggles to comprehend Mu Jin's prowess. There's a reason he was able to survive Dangfeng County. Huh? How is he so strong? The crowd recognizes Mu Jin's unusual fighting style. There it is again. That weird technique. Mu Jin executes a swift leg sweep, sending Kang Jiuan crashing to the ground. The caption reads, Karate leg hook. Kang Jiuan lies defeated, gasping for air. Mu Jin stands over him, unimpressed. Your attack was so obvious that even a kid could dodge it. Mu Jin stands tall, looking down at the defeated Kang Jiuan. I've won, so don't cause any more ruckus. No going back on your word. Not like an orthodox martial artist would. Perched high above the scene, Ryu Sealho observes the outcome. Ho, I didn't even have to get involved. Although that was a pretty crazy thing to do, it seems the situation has been resolved somehow. Ryu Sealho's expression darkens. But how foolish, he continues, considering Mu Jin's actions. He's left a bad impression on the residents here from the very start. Kid, what are you going to do now? Meanwhile, the night falls over the city. A group of women watch Mu Jin from a distance, their voices filled with admiration. Oh my, he's so handsome. Look at his body. His clothes can't even hide those sturdy muscles. Look at his luscious flowing hair. Handsome man, want to play with me today? Oh my, don't be embarrassing. Mu Jin, now sporting a wig, laments, I can't believe I'm wearing a wig. Darn Shaolin Temple. Thanks to the disguise, no one would ever guess that I'm a monk. He reminds himself that in this time period, the Tyrant Blade faction hasn't completely taken over Nanshan yet. He resolves, I need to dig up every piece of information on them, no matter how small it may be. Suddenly, Mu Jin's senses are assaulted by a familiar aroma. This smell is. He spots the source. An inn. He recoils, conflicted. I can't go in there now. I must remember what I came here for. I even disguised myself. He steals his resolve. Calm down. I need to find the Tyrant Blade faction quickly and deal a huge blow to Ryu Sealho and the other villains. Mu Jin found himself at the inn, the aroma of meat and liquor proving too tempting. Ah, come to think of it, mushrooms and tofu have been my only sources of protein food the past few months. This liquor just goes down so easy. You'll get drunk at this rate. No, Mu Jin, get yourself together. He mentally slapped himself, reminding himself of his mission. I need to focus on gathering information, not meat. Think about what I need to do right now. Just then, a commotion broke out nearby. Mu Jin's stomach rumbled, betraying his inner desires. Ahem, I think I just heard thunder roaring. No, that came from that young man's stomach. How can you be so tactless? Suddenly, a plate of glistening tofu appeared before him, a beacon of protein in his carb-deprived world. Then, a plate of fish, glistening with sauce, was set before him. Mu Jin decided that nothing was more important than filling his stomach first, declaring, this is the perfect time to use the money I received as a gift. He eyed the high-quality protein with anticipation. It's been so long since I had high-quality protein. The last time I ate some was back during the wall-facing punishment. I don't know when I'll get another chance, so I need to eat more in advance. Mu Jin thought, I'm working so hard so that Shaolin won't starve, and I'm also helping the Heavenly Merchant Guild. I ought to reward myself with at least this much. He spots a plate of dongpa pork, his eyes lighting up. Kaya! This is the dongpa pork that Grandpa had such a great time eating. The aroma of the pork filled the air, and Mu Jin inhaled deeply. It smells so freaking good. I'll help you be reborn as nutrients within my body. Meanwhile, outside the window, a man sat perched on the sill, watching Mu Jin enjoy his meal. Mu Jin savored the taste of the dongpa pork. The man outside the window continued to watch him, a sinister smile spreading across his face. Suddenly, the man perched on the window frame spoke, interrupting Mu Jin's meal. The man revealed himself to be Monk Haiguan, sneering, "And Monk Haiguan? Hoo. I never imagined I'd be seeing a fellow monk here." Haiguan continued, "What a spread you have there. Are you enjoying yourself? You're the one who corrupted Grandmaster Hyunguang, huh?" Mu Jin's eyes narrowed as he listened to Haiguan's accusations. "Is this why you tried so hard to stay in Nanchang? I saw you going after that big stupid oaf with the fire in your eyes." Monk Haiguan seems to be making a deal with Mu Jin. "Well, fine. If I make good use of this," Haiguan continues, "it could be an opportunity to take down the Tyrant Blade faction. As the price for me turning a blind eye to this, you'll pay for what we have here." The camera focuses on the liquor bottles that Haiguan ordered. "So, Ryu Jiguang, the Heavenly Merchant Guild leader," Haiguan explains the situation, "told you that an underground organization has established themselves in Nanchang and have been committing atrocities, like kidnapping children and women to sell them off." Haiguan takes a swig of liquor. "You then disguised yourself and ordered food here so you could gather information on them. Is that it?" Mu Jin confirms. "Yes, that's right." Mu Jin takes a drink as well. "I see. The name of that group is the Tyrant Blade faction. I want to drink liquor too. If what you're saying is the truth, then." Mu Jin takes a sip of his drink, a sinister smile spreading across his face. "I'll get to exercise my body for the first time in a long while." He glances out the window, spotting two figures concealed in the trees. "Yeah, ones who were watching us seem to be the Twin Blade faction." He muses over their behavior. "What's strange is, even though they detected my energy, they did nothing at all." Mu Jin continues, "So since they did nothing, even after seeing my anti-demon Buddha energy, they must still be sane." He suddenly shouts, "Hey!" A nervous waiter peeks through the door. "Yes, sir?" The waiter notices Mu Jin holding a silver niang. That's my silver niang. I only took them out for a bit." "When did he take one?" Mu Jin holds up the silver coin. "Do you know anything about that group known as the Tyrant Blade faction? If you know anything, tell me and I'll give you one more of these." Mu Jin seeks information about the Tyrant Blade faction, but instead the waiter reveals the existence of the Black Death faction. He explains, "I've never heard of the Tyrant Blade faction, Black Death faction, but there's a notorious underworld group in Nanchang." The waiter continues, "They're known as the Black Death faction. They've been around for a long time, Black Death faction, so they probably deal in everything shady." He concludes, "I think they could be the Tyrant Blade faction you're looking for. This isn't them." Mu Jin considers this information, unimpressed. "The Tyrant Blade faction isn't weak like a group of street thugs. They're even weaker than the guy I fought yesterday, Kong Jioan." Suddenly, someone shouts, "Asshole!" Mu Jin leans in, his grip tightening. "I doubt you know the Tyrant Blade faction. I can't slap you a second time. But do you know of any quickly rising underworld groups that could threaten your position here? Or any groups that are bringing in outside forces?" The monk's eyes narrow, a dangerous glint in them. "If I don't hear an answer I like, I'll boil you alive." The man, sweating profusely, finally cracks. There's a place where we saw several unfamiliar faces recently. A lot of people go in, but almost none come out, so we never dared to mess with that place recklessly." Mu Jin presses him further. "Do you know its location?" The man, desperate to save his skin, replies, "I'll tell you everything. Please spare me." The man in the orange shirt perks up. "We found them." Mu Jin turns to his companion, a thoughtful expression on his face. "I think it'd be dangerous for the two of us to go alone. Let's contact the rest of the monks and go all together." Mu Jin's companion is surprised. "Huh, you want to call for reinforcements? I don't think there's a need for that though." The monk in the orange robes confidently replies, "I think my guys are good enough already." Suddenly, the bald monk Biab gang, standing on a rooftop, realizes something. "The presences I felt were from the demon extermination squad? When did they start following us?" Mu Jin explains, "They'll appear wherever I am or the stench of the demonic cult is." "Well, that means the higher-ups didn't just call for me to be here. They're really obsessed with me." Mu Jin's expression hardens. "All of you heard, right? Demon extermination squad, move out." The Tyrant Blade faction, an unorthodox group from the unorthodox Tyrant Chronicles, is an extremely cruel and vicious villain organization funded by the Heavenly Merchant Guild. They commit illegal activities like drug smuggling and human trafficking, choosing to set up their base in a remote, secret location within the village to avoid detection. Inside the Tyrant Blade faction's base, one of the leaders demands, "You failed?" One of his subordinates replies, "Yes, unfortunately, on your orders, we tried to make use of the sects in this area to drive out the Shaolin disciples, but the monk known as the Blessed Monk got in our way, and we failed to drive them out." The leader scoffs. "You failed because of a young monk? This is why I hate the way the Orthodox faction does things. Those hypocrites can't even pull their own weight." Another member nervously asks, "But will this be okay? If Haiguan, the demon exterminator, is really with the Blessed Monk?" The leader of the Tyrant Blade faction, with his distinctive fur-lined collar and spiked weapon, sneers, "So what?" He continues, his expression hardening, Do you think I'll lose? The leader's eyes narrow, a hint of morbid curiosity in his gaze. Well, I guess he has killed a lot of people. Aren't you curious as well? He grins, revealing his teeth. If the demon exterminator and I, the Tyrant Blade faction leader, fought at full force, then who would win? Meanwhile, a figure in a wide-brimmed hat walks along the wall. The figure stops, looking concerned. What's that sound? The leader of the Tyrant Blade faction notices something odd. Huh! It's getting hotter now. Wait, on closer look, those are palm-shaped? Suddenly, a monk unleashes a devastating palm strike, shattering the ground. The leader's eyes widen in disbelief. An enemy ambush? Enemy ambush from the east? Get everyone out here! Another member of the Tyrant Blade faction is struck by a similar attack. Over the other side too, a shirtless monk Biaub gang stands over a fallen enemy, energy crackling around him. They're all baldies. The intruders are from the Shaolin Temple. Stop making a big fuss. That wasn't enough to kill you. Ambush from both the east and the west at the same time. As the chaos intensifies, a foot descends upon another foe. We're coming in from the front too. The leader of the Tyrant Blade faction is blindsided by the Shaolin assault. You should check all directions. You guys are so incompetent. The monk's brutal efficiency is on full display as he delivers a devastating kick. I get your standards now. Mu Jin, his muscles bulging against his orange robes, declares, unorthodox martial artists that have been tormenting the world, today marks the end of your atrocities. With a final command, Mu Jin orders, Demon Extermination Squad, move out. Amitba. The Shaolin monks descend upon the Tyrant Blade faction, a whirlwind of fists and feet. Observing the carnage, Mu Jin remarks, I didn't notice till now, but the older monks are damn strong. The Shaolin monks are making quick work of the Tyrant Blade faction, showcasing the true power of the Shaolin Temple. They're all just going around and making quick work of the villains. Is this the power of the Shaolin Temple, the world's strongest guiding light? As the battle rages on, one of the monks urgently calls out to Mu Jin. Mu Jin! Monk Haiguan went on ahead. Leave this place to us and catch up to him. Mu Jin, his muscles straining against his robes, acknowledges the call and prepares to move forward. All right. I can sense incredible energies clashing ahead. Mu Jin rushes towards the source of the commotion. He arrives to find Monk Haiguan facing off against a group of enemies. Monk Haiguan, are you all right? There were more enemies than expected. Mu Jin's eyes narrow as he assesses the situation, a burning determination evident in his gaze. The battle between Monk Haiguan and the Tyrant Blade faction leader reached a fever pitch, with energies clashing in a dazzling display. What? This is insane. The intensity of the fight was something to behold. I've never seen such an insane fight. To think the enemy is strong enough to fight on par with Monk Haiguan. The monk realized the hooded figure was no ordinary opponent. That man must be the Tyrant Blade faction leader. The hooded figure slammed his weapon into the ground, the force of the blow creating a shockwave. The other members of the Demon Extermination Squad arrived, ready to assist. All members of the Demon Extermination Squad. The monk in the blue uniform ordered the squad to begin their search. Start searching within the compound. The Demon Extermination Squad had their orders. Save everyone imprisoned here. The monk in the blue uniform commanded the squad. Search every corner thoroughly and find anything that could be used as evidence against them. The Demon Extermination Squad engaged the remaining members of the Tyrant Blade faction. One of the Demon Extermination Squad members stomped on a hidden switch. The hooded figure swung his weapon, aiming for the monk in the blue uniform. The hooded figure's weapon collided with the ground, creating a shockwave of energy. The ground trembled from the force of the hooded figure's attack. The hooded figure, still on the ground, shouted, "This is so much fun! You're just as strong as the rumors say." The man in the orange shirt watched, sweat dripping down his face. He's enjoying this situation? Should I attack with Monk Haiguan right now? Mu Jin, sitting amidst the rubble, took in the scene. He's this strong, huh? He examined his hand, a thoughtful expression on his face. My decision to get reinforcements was correct. I thought this was just a group with nothing but weaklings. The hooded figure looked up, a strange smile on his face. It's such an honor to be recognized by someone as reputable as you. He paused. That's not a good thing. Mu Jin, kneeling among the broken staves, thinks to himself, all the villains I've acknowledged are just hoping I'll join them in hell soon. The hooded figure taunts him. Haha, your weapon is already destroyed. How long do you intend to keep up the tough act for? Tough act, huh? Mu Jin focuses, a blue aura surrounding his hand. The way I send them to hell is always the same. After they make me drop my weapon, they all think they'll win. Mu Jin continues, however, don't forget this. While the situation might be slightly disadvantageous, I'm still from the Shaolin Temple. Even without that stupid stick, I can still easily kill you. The hooded man scoffs. That's a bluff. The hooded figure lunges forward, his fist glowing with power. Mu Jin unleashes his invincible anti-demon punch. The hooded figure is sent flying, blood spraying from his mouth. What just hit me? What the hell is with that power? He crashes to the ground, his spiked club clattering beside him. The man in the orange shirt, seeing his leader fall, suddenly feels a surge of power. My punches are actually much stronger. You're dead meat now. He charges forward, but even he can sense the monk's overwhelming strength. What a crazy monk. He hesitates, realizing he might be in over his head. Well, not right now though. The orange-shirt man declares, time for a lesson, Mu-jin. What? The man grins, revealing that he's already weakened Mu-jin enough. I've already weakened him enough. I'll leave the rest to you. Do whatever it takes to defeat him. Mu-jin, looking shocked, stammers. What are you talking about? The more danger there is, the more one's strength will awaken. The man kicks Mu-jin. Mu-jin plummets off the cliff. He's suddenly throwing me off a cliff? It came out of nowhere. But Mu-jin is now up against the Tyrant Blade faction leader. Starts now. The man in the orange shirt hits Mu-jin with a final kick as he falls. Let's go. The Tyrant Blade faction leader watches Mu-jin fall. You're dumping the fight onto someone else in this situation? The hooded figure lands a blow on Mu-jin, sending him flying. Are you saying I'm not skilled enough to fight the demon exterminator? The hooded figure prepares to strike again. While that was a pointless provocation, your intention in angering me. The hooded figure leaps into the air. Has worked. The hooded figure prepares to strike. After crushing this snot-nosed brat to bits, the Tyrant Blade faction leader prepares to finish the job. I'll also grind you, the demon exterminator, to dust. The hooded figure smirks. You're mistaken about something. I'll be nice and tell you what it is. That monk over there is no ordinary snot-nosed brat. The Tyrant Blade faction leader is caught off guard by the hooded figure's words. The hooded figure continues, he's a snot-nosed dog. That feels worse than being called a brat. Mu-jin grits his teeth, his eyes burning with determination. While it didn't have good form since the self-defense martial art technique was done in a rush, it worked out either way. The hooded figure lies on his back, staring up at Mu-jin. You won't be able to stand up now that I dropped you on your back. I'll render your legs useless before you get up. Mu-jin unleashes an energy-breathing technique discharge. The Tyrant Blade faction leader is impressed. You've used quite the strange technique. A young monk who has a symbol on his head and uses weird techniques. I see now. He puts it all together. You are the blessed monk Mu-jin? Looks like we've got quite the lineup gathered here today. He addresses his underlings. All of you. While I fight that young monk, I want you to tire out the demon exterminator as much as you can. Monk Biab Gang smirks. You're not gonna let me observe peacefully, eh? Well, not like it matters. The Tyrant Blade faction leader taunts Mu-jin. I heard you're quite skilled in treatment techniques. Let's see if those great techniques will help you survive. The Tyrant Blade faction leader swings his weapon, crackling with purple energy. Though you'll probably die before you get to use any of those techniques on yourself. Meanwhile, the demon extermination squad is getting hammered by the Tyrant Blade faction grunts. One of the grunts manages to land a blow, but it doesn't seem to faze him. The grunt continues to attack. That's it. You're doing great. While having your left leg up dash, Mu-jin suddenly appears, kicking the weapon out of the grunt's hand. Neutralize the impact. I don't need you to tell me what to do. The Tyrant Blade faction leader gets hit by the flying weapon. KGH. Enraged, the Tyrant Blade faction leader screams, this little piece of shit. Mu-jin, in his orange monk robes, twists the leader's arm. The faction leader grits his teeth in response. Mu-jin continues to apply pressure. Elbow twist lock this bastard's using another unknown technique. Sweat beads on the faction leader's brow as he strains against the hold. No matter how many times you use it, it's futile. He struggles to break free. Haven't you learned this already? Such flimsy tricks won't work on me at all. Mu-jin grits his teeth, frustrated that his attacks seem to have little effect. How many times has this been? Every time I use a technique on him, he always gets up immediately. The Tyrant Blade faction leader stands firm, surrounded by a menacing aura. Mu-jin realizes, even though he's currently weakened, the difference in level is still too large, huh? I might just end up wasting my strength without getting a good hit in at this rate. Mu-jin clenches his fist, contemplating his next move. Do I need to subdue him with martial arts? A tooth for a tooth, an eye for an eye. He unleashes a flurry of blows. Club barrage strikes, Arhat palm strike, chain punch, Arhat palm strike. The Tyrant Blade faction leader takes the hits head on. Mu-jin's fist connects with the leader's face. Chain punch. The Tyrant Blade faction leader swings his spiked club at Mu-jin, the weapon crackling with dark energy. Mu-jin retaliates with a devastating kick aimed directly at the leader's groin. Groin-shattering kick. The Tyrant Blade faction leader reels back in pain and fury. Mu-jin remains unfazed, his expression hardening. TSK, you sure yap a lot. He follows up with a powerful strike. Eat this. Mu-jin throws a punch with all his might, his fist radiating intense energy. Mu-jin's punch connects, sending the Tyrant Blade faction leader flying backwards. Mu-jin declares, enough playing around. The Tyrant Blade faction leader, despite the pain, rises to his feet. I'll kill you now. He still has that much strength left. Mu Jin observes the leader closely, noticing signs of fatigue. No, this is probably his final stand. Focusing his inner energy, the leader prepares for one last attack. I'll gather every last bit of my inner energy. Invincible punch for this final attack. Mu Jin steels his resolve, ready to meet the attack head-on. Focus! I can do this. The Tyrant Blade faction leader is shocked as his weapon is destroyed. He destroyed my club? He's not giving up yet, he screams. But that won't suffice. You should have destroyed me as well. A voice calls out, you did great, Mu Jin. The Tyrant Blade faction leader is blindsided by another attack. Hi! Mu Jin prepares for his final attack. Indivictable anti-demon punch. Mu Jin's fist slams into the Tyrant Blade faction leader's face, blood splattering everywhere. The Tyrant Blade faction leader is sent flying back from Mu Jin's final attack. Shit, he crashes into the ground, defeated. Damn it. The monk in the blue uniform approaches Mu Jin, a smug look on his face. You already defeated them all? They were all weaklings. Mu Jin smiles, his fist clenched in victory. While this all happened abruptly, we did it, Monk Haiguan. Monk Haiguan looks up at the night sky. Indeed. Great work, the screen declares. Tyrant Blade faction versus Mu Jin. Mu Jin wins. He must have gone to buy more liquor for himself. What a total bully. It wasn't just because they didn't see any more plausible chances in winning. Doing it was related to some kind of rule. And they're really here. Mu Jin was right. Now that we've found the hostages, go and report this to the others. We were also able to safely rescue the trafficked victims. I handed over those who were rescued over to the Demon Extermination Squad for them to manage. Information regarding the victims was fortunately in the ledgers, so sending them back home shouldn't be a difficult task. However, there was only information of identities that were about to be sold, in the documents and ledgers the Demon Extermination Squad found. Talk about meticulousness. I can't believe there's not even a single letter that's related to Ryu Sealho. Mu Jin flipped through the pages, finding nothing of use. What is it? Mu Jin's eyes widened as he examined the document. Mu Jin's eyes scanned the document, picking out key details. 2 children. 1 woman, addressed to Jagal Hyan, looking to deal at the back door of the Jagal clan. He recognized the name immediately. If it's the Jagal clan, that's one of the shadow syndicates in Unorthodox Tyrant Chronicles. And I thought they were only in that story. To think they're here as well. Mu Jin's face contorted in anger. They're still working with the underworld and committing all sorts of horrible atrocities. Damn it, these fucking pieces of trash. Mu Jin's eyes narrowed as he read the document. The Jagal clan. If it's the Jagal clan, that's one of the shadow syndicates in Unorthodox Tyrant Chronicles. To think they're here as well? He knew of them from the novel. The Jagal clan is one of the larger clans that are active in Nanchang. They are known to be exceptionally intelligent, as expected of the bloodlines of a Jagal. With their exceptional intelligence, they created a wide variety of enchantments, war tactics, and strategies. They made use of such knowledge to constantly advance themselves and eventually made themselves known throughout the world. If the Shaolin Temple is a place that's known to possess the most ultimate arts and sacred arts, the Murim group that does the most research on martial arts hinged on the Jagal clan. However, despite having exceptionally intelligence and martial arts, they always fell behind the other clans in terms of their standing in the world. The 1,000-year Shaolin Temple, who always came out ahead of them, inevitably was seen as a thorn in their side to them. You could say they have a sense of rivalry with the Shaolin Temple. If I remember correctly, in the Unorthodox Tyrant Chronicles, the Jagal clan was a group that only appeared for a short time and left the story shortly after. Mu Jin was furious. The traps created by the Jagal clan and the other shadow syndicates were resolved by the protagonist quickly. After that, the story didn't mention what happened to the Jagal clan, so I thought things ended on a good note. Did they come to Shaolin Chronicles and carry a more important role? They only had a minor role in the 2nd volume of the story. Yet now they're trafficking humans in the 3rd volume which I'm in. Those filthy trash. Meanwhile, an elder with a long white beard sits at a table with his arms crossed, surrounded by hooded figures. A man with a top knot apologizes to the elder. You called me to come here so urgently, yet then made me wait for so long? The man bows. My apologies. The treatment for the sect leader's son took quite a while. Jagal Hyan, one of the elders of the Jagal clan, speaks up. The sect leader's son. Oh, I heard he fought with the blessed monk. A voice from off-panel asks. That's Kang Jioan, right? Kang Jioan stands beside Jagal Hyan. You came a long way here, yet we were late to receive you. We sincerely apologize for that. Kang Jioan replies, it's fine, I'm not that upset. Jagal Hyan is shocked. I can't believe the blessed monk beat up such a kind child so badly. Was this really done by the Shaolin Temple which is known to be the pillar of the orthodox factions? Kang Jioan stammers. Exactly so. Kang Jioan is grabbed by the shoulder. But we're an orthodox group, is it okay for us to act so scrupulous? Jagal Hyan snaps back, brat. This is because you lost. The man looming over them all asks, so then, you called me here to ask for help? Jae-gal-hyen replies, now we're talking. Jae-gal-hyen continues his rant. That's right. We were simply trying to help the Shaolin Temple to not forget their roots. But they dared to shout at us, and asked us if there were any rules that forbid the Shaolin Temple from doing business. They even asked us to fight them if we were unsatisfied. When they fought, the Shaolin monk then used some weird unseen technique on my son to turn him into this state. Just look at him. My son hurt his jaw so badly that he might not even be able to talk in the future. This is because there's no prior warning or follow-up on this matter. The man looming over them all scoffs. You pathetic fools. They can't even take care of a single young monk and then dare to contact me, an elder, for help? Jae-gal-hyen's son, his face wrapped in bandages, points an accusing finger. Are they truly so incapable of doing anything without my help? Look at this. His jaw bones are not even in place, father. Why am I supposed to clean up after the mess that your son has made? The man sighs, his disappointment palpable. The people from the other groups are the same. Money problems, along with issues with tasks and even conflicts within groups. Nothing is being done right. He continues, his gaze distant. They are people who tried to take over Nanchang for themselves when they're not capable of it. I was waiting for them to fight among themselves and kick each other out of the race. Jae-gal-hyen, still reeling from his son's defeat, seethes with anger. But the situation this time is a little different. How dare you look down on the Shaolin Temple? They used excessive force. I'll take that as the reason to chase the Shaolin Temple down, and then set up a group to take over. He envisions a scheme to control Nanchang, planting seeds of influence. I'll slowly create these puppets so that we can take over all of Nanchang. He recalls the fight between his son and Mu Jin, seeing an opportunity to test the strength of the next generation. And his son has fought with the blessed monk, right? That's good. I can find out whether our next generation is stronger or the Shaolin Temple's next generation is. The elder Jae-gal, observing the situation, decides to intervene. I won't let such a big fish slip away. Okay, I'll help you out. Your family has aided us and now you're under pressure. It wouldn't do for us to sit by and do nothing. He summons his elite squad, the Shadow Sword Squad, to assist. Our one of outstanding special squads, the Shadow Sword Squad, will be sent to help you. Go and request another fight with that monk. Jae-gal-hyen, hesitant, questions the plan. Another fight? It'd be better if we were of similar age. If we let them have Shaolin reputation, then pull the public over to our side. Jae-gal-hyen wants someone to fight Mu Jin, and declares, this is good. I want you to fight him, Ji. The scene shifts, showing the Buddha Fist sect, where the Shaolin Temple is currently staying. Mu Jin scoffs at the request for a rematch. So, you're saying that my fight with your son previously wasn't official as it was a one-sided beating, and now you want a rematch? Jae-gal-hyen explodes. That's right. You simply fought in the streets without seeking our permission, and with no one to judge the fight. And how dare you yawn when talking to an adult? You have no manners at all, Mu Jin retorts. Didn't everyone cheer for us to start fighting previously? That's basically agreement already. How can you change your mind now? The sun hasn't even risen yet. Isn't it rude of you to visit us without sending a single letter in advance? Jae-gal-hyen fumes. You should just accept whatever an adult tells you and apologize. Don't stray away from what we were talking about. I was already concluded as the winner last time. My son is injured so badly because of you that he can't even speak. Do you think I'll just let it go after you put him in that state? Suddenly, a voice cuts through the tension. Both of you, please stop there. A hooded figure steps forward, addressing both sides. It's true that the fight ended one-sidedly, and it's also true that the blessed monk did injure someone very badly. The hooded figure continues, suggesting a different perspective. If this matter escalates, wouldn't it make it harder for the clinic business that you're about to start? If rumors are spread that a physician that treats also injures others, Jae-gal-hyen scoffs. The place I hit was his leg, yet his jaw is broken. That's truly fascinating. The hooded figure pivots, revealing their motive, which is why we're here to make a proposition to have a rematch. The figure elaborates on the terms. With this fight, we'll have a clean conclusion. If we lose, then we won't bother you again. Mu Jin eyes them suspiciously. You're saying this now after saying that the first fight was a one-sided beating? Why should I trust you guys and have a rematch? The hooded figure calmly responds to Mu Jin's skepticism. How do I know you won't ask for a third match after losing again? Jae-gal-hyen slams a scroll onto the ground. He explains the significance of the document. That's the memorandum written by all the martial groups. I think that should suffice as evidence. The scarred man with the orange prison jumpsuit looks away, a bead of sweat rolling down his face. We want a rematch. Stop bothering me. It's only been a few days since I fought the Tyrant Blade faction. I'm still recovering from that. A mysterious voice echoes. How about just agreeing to their request? The scarred man's face contorts in anger as he hears the taunt. Or are you acting like that because you're scared you might lose? He recoils in shock. Whoa, what the hell? Mu Jin realizes that the mysterious voice used a frequency transmission technique. That must be it. Monk Haiguan waves from the rooftop. Monk Haiguan. Hey, it felt like he whispered directly into my ear. I felt pretty gross. The scarred man in the orange jumpsuit scowls. Well, it's natural you'd feel scared since your opponent looks strong. He's clearly damaged his pride. Gal Hyan smiles slyly under his hood. The scarred man puffs out his chest. Well, alright then. I accept your request. Did that damage your pride? Like hell that's the case. Do you think I'd be scared of fighting someone like that? This will end cleanly as promised. The scarred man continues to look aggravated. I doubt you'll feel better if you go into the fight like that. Want me to say something to make you feel better? Gal Hyan is surrounded by a blue aura. From what I can see, that person's energy flow. Mu Jin recognizes the energy signature. Looks like it could be someone from the Gal clan. That group who call themselves our rival on their own. Mu Jin grins, ready for a fight. Oh? This is great since they came looking for me themselves. Mu Jin stands in the courtyard, facing the hooded figure surrounded by a group of men. This is a good chance to see just how strong they are. Mu Jin stares intently at the hooded figure. It'd be better if you removed that veil. I don't want you to make an excuse saying that it got in your way while fighting. The hooded figure agrees. Alright then. The veil is pulled back. The assembled monks look on as a woman with a decorative fan steps forward. The woman, Gal Ji-hee, addresses Mu Jin. I'll be serious. While I understand how you might be upset, Gal Ji-hee continues. Please refrain from speaking casually to me. Gal Ji-hee, Gal Clan Shadow Sword Squad member, Patriarch's granddaughter. Mu Jin is shocked. The rematch will. She's a woman? Gal Ji-hee wastes no time. Start now. Mu Jin is caught off guard by her speed. How is she so fast? At this rate I'll get slashed. Mu Jin braces himself for the onslaught. I must cover myself with iron guard. He barely manages to raise his arms in defense as Gal Ji-hee's blade connects. Mu Jin is completely stunned by the force of her attack. The hell? Mu Jin reels from the impact, barely holding his ground. The hell? She's so damn strong. Suddenly, a voice echoes in his mind. Oh, Mu Jin, take a good look at her. Isn't she a great beauty? The voice continues, needling him. While she might look thin, she's still far more skilled than you are. What am I supposed to do then? The mysterious voice urges him on. I'm telling you to give it your very best. The battle continues. A blur of motion as Gal Ji-hee's fan cuts through the air. Mu Jin, still trying to process the situation, is startled by the fan techniques. I've never seen anyone try to use a fan as blades. I'll tell you a method that you can use to defeat her. The mysterious voice offers some questionable advice. Stick close to her like a playboy would. Very, very closely. Are you kidding me right now? Mu Jin takes a deep breath, steeling himself. For now, he launches into a flurry of attacks. I'll use combination techniques. Spiral kick. He follows up with a swift whirlwind sweep. Mu Jin's eyes widen in disbelief. Gal Ji-hee effortlessly blocks his attack. She blocked that? The force of her attack sends Mu Jin flying backwards. Gal Ji-hee scoffs. She flips through the air, preparing another strike. Fan art soaring stride. Blades of energy rain down around Mu Jin. Gal Ji-hee prepares her finishing move. Fatal wind slash. Yua. Mu Jin is blown away by the force of the attack. I can't believe she's launching wind slashes with a fan? How is that even possible? He realizes that Gal Ji-hee is a master of many weapons. She's good at using the sword, shield, and even hidden weapons. Just as Monk Haiguan had mentioned, she's definitely more skilled in martial arts than me. Mu Jin regains his footing. The only fortunate thing is that I was able to push her away quite a distance with that kick, which means I can still overpower when it comes to brute strength. He compares her to a previous foe. And as compared to fighting the Tyrant Blade faction leader, she's a way easier opponent. Mu Jin prepares to change tactics. Maybe I should try Monk Haiguan's suggestion. Mu Jin decides to change his approach. I'll stick close to her. He analyzes his initial struggle. I was a little flustered at the start in close combat because she used an unfamiliar weapon, but I know how I can deal with that now. Mu Jin has a plan to shut down her ranged attacks. I'll start by disabling her ability to launch those wind slashes. Gal Ji-hee watches as Mu Jin charges towards her, confused by his tactics. What is he doing? She can't believe his recklessness. He's just recklessly charging towards me? Mu Jin taunts her about her fighting style. How long do you intend on looking high and mighty by attacking from above? Does the air above taste that good? Mu Jin grabs onto the blade with his bare hands, red energy flaring around his grip. Gotcha. He pulls Gal Ji-hee down towards him. Come with me. Time to fight on the ground. Mu Jin slams Gal Ji-hee down to the ground with incredible force. Get down here! Gal Ji-hee coughs, clearly winded by the sudden impact. Gal Ji-hee is shocked by Mu Jin's sudden change in strategy. Mu Jin looms over her with a menacing grin. Where are you going? Mu Jin is relentless as he grapples with Gal Ji-hee. I won't let you go. Jae-gal Jinhee is forced to defend herself from Mu Jin's relentless onslaught. Jae-gal Jinhee is caught off guard by Mu Jin's tenacity. What's with him? Why is he sticking so close to me? She analyzes the situation, trying to understand Mu Jin's strategy. In the close quarter fight earlier I definitely had the upper hand though. Did he see through my movements? Or does he have some other objective? Mu Jin's grip tightens as he refuses to release her. The hell, he's so damn strong. Gotcha. Come with me. I won't let you go. Such a fearsome tenacity. Jae-gal Jinhee, struggling to break free, is unnerved by Mu Jin's ferocity. I've never had anyone coming at me this fiercely before. What the hell is with this monk? Mu Jin sees an opening and seizes it. He uses the opportunity to grab Jae-gal Jinhee's fan, stopping her in her tracks. Mu Jin's fingers slide up to her face. Jae-gal Jinhee is stunned by the sudden shift in momentum. What? What is it? What are you trying to do? Mu Jin smiles, a hint of mischief in his eyes. Their faces are inches apart as they stare each other down. Mu Jin stands over the fallen Jae-gal Jinhee, his expression intense. Mu Jin shouts, "All of you saw that, right?" He continues, a dark aura surrounding him. "I won again this time. So, don't create any more trouble after this." One of the onlookers is in disbelief. This can't be. The Jae-gal clan lost again to the Shaolin Temple? Another man is enraged. How are we losing to them every single time? The man screams, "Every single time." That was how the rematch concluded. After that, the martial groups of Nanchang stopped interfering in the affairs of the clinic, because Shaolin's victory was indisputable, and because they had all signed the memorandum. The Jae-gal clan, which requested the fight, even helped in the clinic's business, saying things like, they seem to have misjudged how they should be treating Shaolin and all. They also cut off their ties with the low-ranking martial groups and said they're in the process of reorganization. But that's none of my business. Mu Jin thought, it looks like they're just trying to restore their reputation by working with us, but it doesn't change the fact that they're involved in human trafficking. I'll accept their help for now, but I won't be opening up my heart to them. That was how the Nanchang branch, which couldn't open due to various interferences and troublemakers, was able to finally prepare for our opening. Mu Jin wiped the sweat from his brow. The restoration of buildings in poor condition and cleaning have been completed. When the treatment tools along with a few other equipment arrive, we could open up the clinic immediately. Let's prepare to open the clinic. Mu Jin is overjoyed. Finally, in just a month upon arriving in Nanchang, the clinic is about to open. Meanwhile, a woman with long black hair peers around a corner, observing Mu Jin and the bald monk Biob gang. She grins, thinking, found him. That's my. Her expression shifts to shock as she finishes her thought. Blessed monk, Mu Jin declares, she's so damn strong. You are very strong. Gotcha. I've got you in my arms. He continues, I won't let you go. I won't ever let you go. With Jae-gal Jinhee in his grasp, Mu Jin says, come with me. Let's go away together. Time to fight on the ground if I'm with you. I'll gladly get dirty on the ground. Jae-gal Jinhee is taken aback by his sudden confession and strength. She thinks to herself, he was basically publicly confessing to me. As Mu Jin stretches his back, she continues, my back hurts? Wow, he's both strong and hardworking. She wonders, should I try and talk to him again? Just then, Mu Jin calls out, the young lady over there. Mu Jin turns to the woman, a hint of annoyance in his voice. We're very busy right now, as you can see. What are you here for? Jae-gal Jinhee's expression hardens, her pride wounded. How dare you talk to me? Begone from my sight. Before she can completely dismiss him, she seems to recognize him. Huh, wait, are you that famous? The man who had been watching them earlier brings Jae-gal Jinhee forward. And so, I brought her in after that. She said she has some business with you. Meanwhile, Mu Jin continues his work, carrying heavy boxes alongside Monk Biob gang. His muscles bulge with each step. Mu Jin is clearly not happy about the interruption. Why did you bring her back here? We're so busy right now, and I'm not wearing any clothes. Jae-gal Jinhee stammers, I wanted to make you uncomfortable, Kiki. Sorry for coming to find you. No, that's not what I meant. Mu Jin, flustered by the situation, apologizes for his state of undress. I'm sorry for looking like this. I only took my clothes off because there were only men here. I'll get changed quickly. Not at all. It's okay. It'd be fine even if you weren't wearing any clothes at all. Jae-gal Jinhee considers Mu Jin's physique, her initial fascination evolving into a deeper understanding. At first, I was fascinated by his rock-hard body. But on a closer look, I get it now. She realizes the source of his strength. That strong body is the result of numerous fights. That's the source of his experience. Jae-gal Jinhee reflects on her own training. I spent a lot of time learning martial arts for my clan, but I neglected the cultivation of my mind because I only focused on martial arts. She comes to a somber conclusion. This is what it means to be a frog in the well. Jae-gal Jinhee looks up at Mu Jin, her expression a mix of curiosity and vulnerability. Blessed monk, what do you think of me? Mu Jin, caught off guard, clarifies what he meant. What do I think of you? No, not me, my martial arts. Jae-gal-ji he listens intently as Mu Jin answers. Oh, your martial arts. Honestly, I was overwhelmed after seeing you give your best and using various techniques. I think that if we're talking only about your level of martial arts, you're definitely way better than me. Jae-gal-ji he processes his words. Only martial arts. That means I'm still lacking experience in real fights. Mu Jin responds, attempting to reassure her. That's not necessarily so. Mu Jin elaborates on his assessment of her skills. One could think of it as a lack of experience in a real fight, but your ability to think on your feet and adapt is quite exceptional. You were able to tear apart most of my techniques using various methods, didn't you? Jae-gal-ji he is flustered by the compliment. That instinct of yours and martial arts are much better than mine, so I'm in no position to comment much on it. She thinks to herself, he praised me. Mu Jin watches Jae-gal-ji he, noticing her change in demeanor. She looked depressed a while ago, and now she's all smiley. He continues to analyze her. She's actually honest about how she feels, even though that wasn't my first impression. But why didn't someone as skilled as her appear in the novel? Mu Jin tries to recall the details of the novel. If I remember correctly, in the novel, Dark Moon Tyrant Chronicles, the Jae-gal clan was described to be one of the world's shadow syndicates, just like the Heavenly Merchant Guild. He ponders the clan's history. Did something happen before they became a shadow syndicate? I'll have to work harder then. Or could she be an original character from the Shaolin Chronicles? Mu Jin's thoughts race. That means I'm still lacking experience in real fights. Or could she have died an unnatural death? He quickly dismisses the idea. But that really doesn't mean you should go looking for trouble in order to gain experience in actual combat. The world of Murim is a place where you could die anytime, after all. Mu Jin's unexpected show of concern catches Jae-gal-ji he off guard. You shouldn't do anything reckless just to gain experience. Is he showing concern for me right now? Jae-gal-ji he tries to play it cool, but her heart is clearly fluttering. I'm not so weak that I need you to be worried about me. I'm so happy what she says and how she's behaving seem different. Meanwhile, Mu Jin's mind is already calculating the benefits of this interaction. This is great though, since I got closer to someone from the Jae-gal clan. Using this relationship I can use to figure out the movements of the Jae-gal clan from time to time. Mu Jin continues, laying the groundwork for future training sessions. Was that the reason you came looking for me today? You wanted to know why you were defeated and how you can become stronger. I have quite a lot of work to do right now, so I can't spar with you frequently. He then offers a proposition. But I really like your passion for martial arts. If you're okay with it, would you like to spar with me while I stay in this place? It's a little lonely training by myself every time. Jae-gal-ji he is caught completely off guard by Mu Jin's next words. Wait, I really like you. Please be with me. Jae-gal-ji he is so excited by Mu Jin's offer she shouts. I want to do it. I will do it. I must do it. He thinks to himself, that's such an interesting reaction. Mu Jin replies, in return for that, I'll teach you some muscle lengthening techniques. That's something that I created. Jae-gal-ji he is thrilled. Okay, I love the idea. That marked the end of the conflict between the Nanchang martial groups and the Jae-gal clan. After that, Mu Jin helped Jae-gal-ji he with her training. She asks, am I doing this correctly? Mu Jin replies, that's good. Lie back down slowly. Mu Jin continues to instruct her. She's quite flexible and her body is also trained to a certain extent, so she faced no difficulties. You need to bring your head in and lose your abdomen. And when you lie back down your body should be completely flat on the ground. However, Jae-gal-ji he thinks to herself, I'm training with the blessed monk. Ah, he's so clever. He's so friendly. Mu Jin notices that there are times she can't seem to focus because she seems to be thinking about something. He thinks, I can only hope she finds a solution to her problem. Meanwhile, everyone at the Body Treatment Second Clinic was working very hard as well. It received a great response in Dangfeng County. It'll be the same in Nanchang too. Mu Jin is glad to see the clinic is doing well with both rich and poor patrons. I'll be counting on you for the treatment today. Amitabha. Mu Jin is happy that the Shaolin Temple will have fewer financial issues. Though, Mu Jin reminds his colleagues, as you know, we can't be here in person forever. You need to keep up the current standards even when we're not here. One of the monks replies, yes, I understand. I'll spend more time training in the treatment techniques from Toda onwards. But how are we supposed to do the electricity treatment and heat treatment by ourselves? Mu Jin assures him, you don't have to worry about that. We'll teach you the cultivation method and technique that'll be used in the treatments, so you'll have no problems performing those yourself. It won't be the ultimate martial arts of Shaolin though. It'll be a cultivation method that's of a lower grade. Mu Jin explains, Monk Biab Gang will help with the electricity treatment. Monk Biab Y will help with the heat treatment. Mu Jin struck a balance of things somehow, but he couldn't be satisfied with the current state of things. Is it okay for me to keep living like this? I haven't gathered any intel on Ryu Seoho, which was the reason I came here. Actually, I have a lot of doubts about him, but I don't have any evidence to prove my doubts. Ha! I never expected him to be someone so thorough and meticulous. I can't just stay here either. This is driving me nuts. What do I do? Mu Jin wasn't the only one facing a situation that wasn't going well for him. Those bastards. Damn it, the hooded figure raged. They couldn't drive away the likes of mere Shaolin and instead foiled our plans? There's no one who can do anything properly around here. He continued his tirade, lamenting their failures. The other martial groups tried to interfere but failed, and the Tyrant Blade faction was destroyed as well. The Jaegel clan has failed to be of help as well. He slammed his fist on the table, blood splattering across the room. It's as if Shaolin was moving because they noticed something. We need to follow them closely. Find out where the intel leak is. The man with the top knot trembled, asking, "What are you trying to say? Are you saying they knew our plans from the start, and came to Nanchang to stop us?" The hooded figure, blood trickling down his face, seethed. "At this rate, I won't be able to catch up to the achievements of Ryu. The merchants and then the merchant guild will be out of my grasp too. Is there really no way to drive those bloody monks out?" He clenched his fist, his frustration palpable. A letter arrives from the main merchant guild, but the hooded figure is unimpressed. What? What's so important about that right now? This is the solution. The letter is passed to another, who states, "There's always a way to survive even when falling off a cliff." The hooded figure unfolds the letter, considering the contents. The hooded figure's ally continued, "Yes, we were told that in the other branches within Nanchang, there'll be places that are connected to that place like us." A sinister grin spreads across the hooded figure's face. "Indeed. Good, gather them all here." The hooded figure stands before a man with a top knot. "People say getting old makes your heart weak. I guess the current merchant guild leader can no longer fulfill his role anymore." The hooded figure examines the letter. He's already so old, yet he's decided to host a 70th birthday celebration. The hooded figure reads the letter, which begins, "From Ryu Jiguang, Heavenly Merchant Guild Leader." Ryu Jiguang continues, "Thank you for being of great help to the Heavenly Merchant Guild so far. I hope that we'll continue to have a great relationship with you moving forward, as well." The letter goes on, "This primary reason for this letter is to inform you that my mother, Yungehi, will have a birthday soon. We will be hosting a celebration for it." The letter continues, "This invitation is only sent to our most trusted friends, which we hope that through this celebration, our friendship can become even stronger." The hooded figure's eyes scan the page. "All of my family members will be attending, and we'd love for you to join us if possible. The date of the celebration will be..." He smirks, realizing the implications. The storyline that comes after this is obvious. The hooded figure realized, after everyone who joins the celebration is killed, Ryu Seoho will then take over the Heavenly Merchant Guild. I wasn't expecting Ryu Seoho to get a chance to take over the Merchant Guild in this manner. I won't be able to do much when the Heavenly Merchant Guild becomes corrupted, he thought. So, I must prevent this tragedy. Fortunately, I've done most of what I can in Nanchang already. I ought to prepare to go back to the Dangfeng County. Mu Jin was mid-workout when Jaegel Ji approached. "I've completed 2 rounds of push-ups. So, I rest 15 minutes now, then do 3 more rounds?" "Yes, that's right. You remembered it correctly," he said. "Jaegel Jin," he asked, "how's the muscle strengthening technique going?" Mu Jin replied, "It stimulates the growth of my body and I stopped having distracting thoughts while doing it. It works perfectly for training both my mind and body." Mu Jin gives Jaegel Ji a thumbs up as he says, "That's one of the huge benefits of the muscle lengthening technique. I'm certain you'll come to like it." Jaegel Ji looks down, clearly impressed. "I've really never seen anyone show such good results after only doing it for 1 month before. You're truly amazing." Mu Jin smiles, "But it's a little strained. I don't think there's any more for me to teach you." Ha ha ha. He shifts uncomfortably on the bench. "You said you'll be leaving soon, right?" Jaegel Ji confirms, "Yes." Mu Jin looks down, a dark aura surrounding him. "My elder says there's nothing for us to do in Nanchang anymore. Well, I did destroy all of the work that they built up in Nanchang so far." Mu Jin turns to Jaegel Ji, who's standing beside him. "I have something to tell you," he wonders to himself. "Did she realize that I'm the one behind all that?" Jaegel Jinhee's face is flushed as she declares, "I'll become even stronger and come back here. So please duel with me again at that time." Mu Jin sits on the bench, listening to her request. Jaegel Jinhee looks up at Mu Jin, who responds, "I'll always welcome that. I'm glad that you're now requesting to duel with me as a goal now and not as a target." Mu Jin smiles. "I too will become stronger and wait for you. I look forward to the day that we meet again." Jaegel Jinhee takes Mu Jin's hand, thinking to herself, "I'll wait for you. I look forward to meeting you again." Her holding my hand, while saying such things, isn't he basically asking me to marry him? Even Monk Mu Jin. And so, the Jaegel clan left Jiangxi. While she was quite sad that they would need to be apart, they had now promised to meet again, which she had as a goal to become stronger for. Jaegel Jin, he looked very hopeful and cheerful. I'll be back, Mu Jin's companion asks. Since we've done everything we need to here, shall we prepare to return? I still have some things to hand over. Once that's done, I intend to visit the Heavenly Merchant Guild immediately. Mu Jin replies, I see. You've done great for the last 5 months. His companion responds, I will first go back to Shaolin with the others then. I can't leave you alone, so I'll leave 1 or 2 of them with you, alright? I wonder if my friends and Grandpa are doing well. Mu Jin asks, oh right, any news on Grandpa's condition? About Grandmaster Hyun Wang? The man with the distinct haircut continues to talk about Grandmaster Hyun Wang. He's so healthy that he's basically flying all over the place. He does the muscle lengthening technique by himself, and has also gained a lot of weight due to eating an oily diet. He smiles, saying, it's to the point where it's almost like he had never been weak or malnourished before. I'm glad that he's gotten so much better. The companion appears relieved. If he's flying all around the place, that means he's completely recovered, doesn't it? The companion thinks that Hyun Wang was skilled enough to be called the world's strongest talent. If he comes to the banquet right now, he'd definitely be a great fighting force. Mu Jin asks, can I ask you for a favor? The companion replies, What is it? Mu Jin hands over a letter. If you arrive first at the Shaolin Temple, can you please pass this letter to Grandpa? Mu Jin, clearly worried, tells his companion, I won't be there able to go myself, so I need your help on this. I have a feeling that something terrible is about to happen. He continues, once Grandpa reads that, he'll understand what's going on. A few days later, back at the Shaolin Temple, Hyun Guang's residence. The companion interrupts Hyun Guang's muscle lengthening session. Hyun Guang replies, it's fine. Mu Jin sent me a letter. The muscle lengthening technique isn't important now. Hyun Guang, after reading the letter, asks, what's the matter? The companion explains, Mu Jin said he's heading immediately to the Heavenly Merchant Guild. Yes, instead of dropping by the Shaolin Temple, he's going straight there. Hyun Guang strokes his beard, thinking, seems I'll be attending the banquet as well. Right, I'll just meet him there. He clenches his fist, a small flame flickering to life in his palm. It's been a while since I've seen him. I'm looking forward to it. A status screen appears, showing Hyun Guang's height at 166 centimeters and his weight at 43 kilograms, with an additional 10 kilograms of strength. Hyun Guang smiles to himself. He probably grew much stronger since then, right? Haha, he did gain a lot of muscles, Grandmaster Hyun Guang. Ho ho ho, Grandpa must have received the letter by now, right? Back with Mu Jin, he prepares to leave. I need to go quickly and get prepared. Thank you so much for everything you've done. One of the monks bows respectfully. Although I'm leaving, I'll still drop by to visit from time to time. Thank you for being such a great help while I've been here. The monk replies, not at all. We really enjoyed helping you. The monk continues, you stopped the tyranny of the martial art groups in this area, destroyed a shadow organization, and we were also able to help a lot of people with the techniques you've taught us. Every single moment was enjoyable. Monk Biab Gang yawns as he expresses his gratitude. It was really eventful, and we thoroughly enjoyed our time with you all. The Buddhist sect shall inherit the will you have brought us. The monks bow in unison as Mu Jin departs. Please continue to work hard to help the masses even after you leave this place. Thank you. We'll miss you. Mu Jin smiles warmly, clasping his hands together in a gesture of respect. I'll see you again. Amitba. Mu Jin sits atop a building, reflecting on his time. There wasn't anyone strong, but it was quite an interesting place. With a grim expression, Mu Jin knew they had to leave Nanchang abruptly to stop Ryu Sealho. But the sun burned bright on their way back, as if to tell them that there's nothing to worry about. Mu Jin also put measures in place in case of any unexpected incidents. If Grandpa, I must reduce the number of victims as much as possible. If he has recovered his strength completely. A man with a shaved head mumbles in his sleep, damn brat. Let me sleep. Mu Jin's party, having traveled for 3 days straight, arrived at Dangfeng County. Mu Jin went straight to the Heavenly Merchant Guild. It was Yun Gehe's birthday banquet. Welcome, Monk Mu Jin. It seems like your body has gotten even bigger since we last met. Mu Jin stands before Yun Gehe, who says, I simply haven't slacked off on my training. You're still the same as usual. Thank you for coming to my mother's birthday banquet. She urges him to come inside, mentioning that Monk Hyun Guang is waiting for him. Huh, he's already here? Mu Jin looks around, his expression thoughtful. He realizes, all the people gathered here have a certain level of relations with the Heavenly Merchant Guild. Huh? This is definitely a chance for Ryu Sealho to get rid of all of them in one go. He knows he must stop any bloodshed, but then someone calls out to him. Oh, is that you, Mu Jin? Mu Jin's eyes widen in surprise. Gee, Grandpa? You look so healthy that I almost didn't recognize you. Mu Jin is greeted by the elder and Monk Biab Gang. That's thanks to the assistance of the many people who've helped me. It's been a while, madam. Monk Mu Jin, welcome. Mu Jin smiles, flexing his massive biceps. I guess a lot of things have happened since we last met. You look like you've gotten even stronger, as well. He thinks to himself, well, quite a few things did happen. The elder laughs, her eyes crinkling at the corners. Seeing how he and Seowa have grown so much, I'm really happy to see that. Young people do have unlimited potential, after all. The conversation takes a turn as someone asks, did something happen to Lady Seowa? The elder replies, ho, something big did happen. Seowa is seen with her eyes covered. Another woman is seen standing next to Seowa. Gosh, today's the elder's birthday, but you seem more excited than her. Is something good happening? With a knowing smile, the elder announces, today's the day he come back. Someone asks, pardon? By him, who do you mean? Mu Jin, sporting a fresh haircut, declares, you've got to continue working hard while I'm gone. Seowa looks up at Mu Jin, listening intently as he continues, I'll be checking to see if your skills have improved once I'm back, so brace yourself. I won't go easy on you. Understand? She responds, okay. The elder smiles, thinking to herself, Monk Mu Jin, the promise we made back then. The elder is beaming, announcing, I've kept to it. Ryu Seowa succeeded in losing 17 kilograms. Mu Jin's jaw dropped as he took in Seowa's transformation. Lady Seowa? Is that really you? He continued, clearly impressed. You've changed so much that I wouldn't recognize you. You're like a completely different person. You really worked very hard while I was gone. Seowa smiled. This is all thanks to you teaching me well before you left. Even so, you were determined and had put in all that hard work. Mu Jin chuckled, flexing his arm unconsciously. I'm worried that the men within the Dengfeng County will get their hearts broken. That. Seowa tilted her head, awaiting his full opinion. That's all you have to say. Blessed, what do you think? Mu Jin stammered, trying to find the right words. What? I already said you've changed so much that I can't recognize you, didn't I? Lady Seowa, you're wearing such pretty clothes and even put on makeup. Is there a reason you dolled yourself up today? Mu Jin was clearly flustered. It's because today's the 70th birthday banquet for Grandma. I know it's the elder's birthday, but is there a need for you to doll up this nicely? Is this the timing to tell her that? Others might think you're the one having the birthday today. Stop, Mu Jin continued, trying to regain his composure. Lady Seowa, since we last met, you've become so. Before he could finish his sentence, the elder called out to him. Monk Mu Jin, can you come help me out a little? Mu Jin, relieved to have an escape, replied, I'll go help out for a little bit. Seowa watched him leave, supported by another woman. Seowa sighed in relief. That was so close, Lady Seowa. I hate Grandma. The banquet was in full swing under the moonlight, filled with laughter and music. Elegantly dressed dancers entertained the guests, as the elder looked on, pleased. Mu Jin checked out the attendees as he helped out with the banquet. He didn't know who could be dangerous, so he tried to remember as many faces as he could. It took quite a while to check through everyone since there were so many people. He once again felt just how well connected the Heavenly Merchant Guild, one of the 5 greatest merchant guilds, is. It'd be great if nothing happens. I really hope no bloodshed occurs, since the strongest person in this world is here. The elder looks around, wondering, where did Monk Mu Jin go? Looks like he's still at the latrine. She smiles. I wanted to hear him talk about his trip to Nanchang though. Let's hear it from him together when he comes back. Ryu Xiaoliang notices the elder's expression. What are you so worried about? I can see it all over your face. He insists. It's nothing, Xiaoliang. I was just thinking about work. It's okay to rest a little on a joyous day like this, isn't it? Ryu Xiaoliang is seen talking to another man about the old monk sitting with his grandmother. Who is the old monk that's sitting with grandmother? Oh, I heard from father. The man explains, that's Monk Hyungguang, the one who was called the greatest talent in the world and the Shaolin divine monk in the past. In the past? Not anymore? He lost all his martial arts in the past while trying to protect the Shaolin temple from the demonic cultists, and became crippled after that. They say he's just a normal old monk now. Ryu Xiaoliang acknowledges that fate brought Monk Hyungguang and his grandmother together, and he's thankful either way. He tells the elder that he'll go talk to the rest of the guests, warning him not to smoke so much tobacco. Ryu Xiaoliang pauses, sniffing the air. I've never smelled this kind of tobacco before though. Is it a new product? He frowns, a sense of unease washing over him. Something feels unpleasant about it. Meanwhile, another man confirms that there are no problems with their plan. Next Merchant Guild leader, he warns, also, that's a special product, so please refrain from smoking it when others are around. The revelation hits Ryu Xiaoliang hard. Inner Administrator GM Pyoga? What are you saying so suddenly? His eyes narrow with suspicion. I see. You're also connected to that place. GM Pyoga stands firm, a sinister aura emanating from him. To think you, who served in this place for 40 years, are a spy. The Merchant Guild leader would cry tears of blood if he found out. GM Pyoga, the current Heavenly Merchant Guild Inner Administrator, has served for about 40 years, but his original organization is unknown. A woman with long hair laments the failure of a previous scheme. What happened with number 1.027 was unfortunate. If we could have made good use of her, Lady Siwa could have become our puppet. Elsewhere, a man asks about the operation's progress. What's the current situation? Another man replies with a smile. Everything's progressing very smoothly. The trader prepares to signal his allies. I've already used low-frequency transmission to pass on messages to our own people. Things will start when I fake cough once and hit the table 4 times. The inner administrator bows deeply. I see. Thank you for all your hard work. You may take your leave. He replies, yes, sir. As if mocking Mujin's worries, Ryu Sealho's mind was simply. He thought about the festival of blood that was about to take place. This will be the last banquet, so enjoy it to your heart's content. Today will be the day that I become the merchant guild leader. The elder's face contorts in pain as she hears the news. Sealwa looks at the elder with concern. Far above the banquet, under the moonlight, Mujin's thoughts drift back to the situation. The elder's announcement hung in the air. It seems, Sealwa reflected, what you thought might happen has come true. She sat by the water, lost in thought. Monk Mujin acknowledged my hard work. I wanted to hear him compliment me by saying that I'd become prettier though. Her expression turned wistful. Seeing as how he didn't say that, maybe he's not interested in me to begin with. Suddenly, she snapped out of her reverie. Let's go back now. Lady Sealwa? Where are you? They must be looking everywhere for me now. Sealwa's face fell. I might get scolded for coming out alone. As Sealwa returned, 2 women peeked from behind a wall, overhearing something disturbing. What's that sound? There shouldn't be anyone coming to this place at this time though. The women overhear that someone else has died. Another person has died of poisoning in the middle of the streets again. Poisoning? By what? 2 men in black robes discuss Mujin's movements. Is this why we're concerned about that Mujin or something, monk? Yes, he's been making moves as if he knows about our plans. The man recalls the incident in Nanchang. All the disruptions caused in Nanchang were connected to him. I highly doubt everything was just a coincidence. Another flashback shows a woman being held back by 2 men. Number 1027's incident was also related to him. She said that Mujin had deceived everyone. The men decide Mujin must be eliminated. If we're going to kill them all, we might as well kill him too. Another agrees, I agree. The 2 men in black robes continued their conversation, unaware that they were being watched. We'll take this chance to kill him off too. The woman behind the wall overheard their sinister plan. What did they just say? She recognized one of the voices. That voice? That's the inner administrator? Kill the blessed monk. I need to go back quickly and tell father. The 2 men in black robes turned, catching her eavesdropping. The woman gasped, realizing she'd been discovered. Heek! She scrambled to her feet, fear gripping her. They saw me. I got caught. I need to run now or else. Lady Sealwa turned to flee, but it was too late. The inner administrator blocked her path. Where are you rushing off to, Lady Sealwa? Did something happen? He drew a short blade, its polished surface glinting in the dim light. Well, we're intending to kill everyone anyway. The inner administrator raised his dagger high above his head, his eyes burning with malice. Farewell. The blade descended, aimed directly at Sealwa's exposed neck, and she screamed. Suddenly, 3 throwing stars spun through the air. The throwing stars struck true, deflecting the blade at the last moment. Mujin, the Iron Guard, had arrived just in time. He cracked his knuckles, a predatory grin spreading across his face. You're intending to kill everyone anyway? What a grand plan, huh? Mujin's eyes narrowed, his voice dripping with challenge. In that case, start by trying to kill me. He taunted, if you can, that is. Mujin realized that even with his Iron Guard active, he still took damage. I definitely covered myself in Iron Guard, but I still took damage. He's on a completely level compared to Hong Sohee. He glanced at his arm, assessing the wound. Did he throw a blade in those few seconds or something? I might really die if I let my guard down. The inner administrator stared back, radiating menace. This guy is a real killer. Mujin turned to Sealwa, his expression grim. Lady Sealwa, leave this to me and run away. You'll be safe once you get to Grandmaster Hyunwang. Sealwa refused to abandon him. I can't do that. I would never abandon you and run away by myself. The inner administrator, blade in hand, prepared to strike. Keep your sword sheathed. Mujin launched a flying kick at the inner administrator, muscles coiled and ready to strike. The kick landed with a resounding thud, sending the inner administrator flying backwards. Seeing his chance, Mujin roared at Sealwa. Go now! He reached out, grabbing her hand. Lady Sealwa, come quickly! He shoved her towards safety, trusting that she would follow his instructions. Turning back to the fight, Mujin declared, I leave Lady Sealwa to you. Mujin's eyes narrowed, radiating pure, unadulterated bloodlust. The inner administrator, still reeling from the force of Mujin's kick, barely managed to block the barrage of throwing stars. He staggered, blood trickling down his face from a glancing blow. Mujin sneered at the inner administrator. Looks like you're in a rush to cut your own life short. You're not even letting me say goodbye to her properly? That's so cheap. He continued to taunt the man, his voice laced with disdain. I guess that grand massacre plan of yours isn't that big of a deal, huh? Seeing as how you'd raise your sword at a young monk. Mu Jin finished his challenge. Try killing me if you think you can. The inner administrator's eyes glinted with malice. I'll kill you as you wish then. It'll hurt, but you chose this. He unleashed a flurry of strikes, each blow aimed with deadly precision. The force of the attack shattered the ground. Mu Jin, however, was too fast. He dodged the onslaught, landing a devastating kick on the inner administrator's back. He followed up with a punch, sending the inner administrator reeling. The inner administrator, now on the defensive, could only manage a look of stunned disbelief. How did he get behind me? The inner administrator watched in disbelief as Mu Jin evaded his attacks. Whoa! The inner administrator looked on in shock. He's so damn fast. He launched another flurry of strikes, each one imbued with deadly force. Mu Jin easily dodged the attacks, landing on the rooftop. You dodge a lot by jumping around like a grasshopper, huh? Mu Jin taunted the inner administrator. Are you that scared of fighting me? Stop running away and get down here, asshole. The inner administrator's eyes glowed with rage. Don't waste your strength. Don't you know that'll only prolong your suffering? Mu Jin realizes the inner administrator already knows his weakness. He already knows my forte, which is my grappling techniques. He throws blades from a distance, and when I get close to him, he moves around to maintain the distance between us. Mu Jin grits his teeth, realizing his stamina won't last at this rate. At this rate, my stamina will really run out first. He's the worst kind of opponent for me. He knows he has to keep the inner administrator occupied. I have to keep him here either way. If I let him go, then Lady Sealwa will be in danger. Mu Jin steels himself. I'll stall him here no matter what. He decides to create some distance between them. I need to put some distance between us for now. The inner administrator leaps into the air, pursuing Mu Jin. Mu Jin throws himself back, recognizing the inner administrator's technique. Could it be from back then? He realizes he's made a grave error. Shit. Mu Jin braces himself, knowing what's coming. Iron Guard. The inner administrator unleashes a flurry of blows. Chain punch. Mu Jin desperately tries to defend himself. Iron Guard. The inner administrator's relentless assault continues, his daggers poised to strike. The inner administrator's chain punch connects, sending shockwaves through Mu Jin's body. Mu Jin cries out in pain as the blows land. The inner administrator smirks, confident in his victory. Those were covered in poison. I'll slowly paralyze you. He unleashes his ultimate technique, sword technique Endless Pit. Mu Jin plummets to the ground, defeated. The inner administrator stands over him, ready to deliver the final blow. Farewell. It's time you met Buddha. Mu Jin crashes to the ground, blood splattering from the poisoned wounds. He struggles to regain his footing, teeth gritted against the pain. But then, a voice rings out. Hey, he says. The inner administrator is shocked to see Mu Jin standing again, a blade sticking out of his back. Mu Jin grins unfazed. I don't think that lousy paralyzing poison is effective on me. The inner administrator's face darkens as Mu Jin continues. Buddha just sent me right back. Did he circulate his inner energy to stop the poison from spreading? The inner administrator prepares to strike again, confident in his superior skills and the deadliness of his blade. I'll have to send you back there again then, to paradise. He lunges forward, the blade glowing with ominous red energy. This will be worse than the paralyzing sword technique. The poison blade finds its mark once more, piercing Mu Jin's side. Mu Jin barely flinches, a smirk playing on his lips as he stares down the inner administrator. Well, I don't think this place is paradise. I guess I'm not the one that's going there. With blinding speed, Mu Jin unleashes a devastating palm strike. Arhat palm strike. The two warriors collide, the air crackling with energy as they enter close quarters. Grappling range. Mu Jin roars, seizing the advantage. Take this. He locks the inner administrator in a deadly Darce choke. Submission. Mu Jin realizes, however, that the technique worked, but both his stamina and energy have run out. He grits his teeth, knowing he has to end this quickly. If this drags on, I'll be at a disadvantage. I have to end this now. The inner administrator lies on the ground, defeated. Mu Jin stands above him, blood dripping from his mouth. Mu Jin tightens his grip. I locked his left arm and neck in an instant. He won't be able to escape. The inner administrator struggles, his face contorted in pain. Mu Jin is determined to end this fight. His resistance is weakening more and more. I just need to make him lose consciousness like this. The inner administrator spits out blood as he speaks. It's already too late. This banquet is crawling with assassins. There's no way for you to stop it. The inner administrator's vision blurs, his eyes wide with fear as he loses consciousness. The inner administrator lies motionless on the ground, surrounded by a pool of his own blood. Mu Jin, breathing heavily, assesses the situation. Since my techniques worked, he shouldn't be able to move for a while. He said there's no way to stop the attack? Blood drips from the rooftop as the carnage continues. Even with a truck full of guys like you still won't be able to defeat Grandpa. Mu Jin knows he can't linger. There's no time to stand around here. I need to get to where Grandpa is. He steels himself. I have to hurry. Meanwhile, somewhere else, a man is biting down so hard on his thumbnail that it's bleeding. Elsewhere, Lord Sioiho is informed that all preparations are complete, and with a single signal, the Heavenly Merchant Guild will be his. He's told that the hunting hounds have already been unleashed and are communicating updates. With a sinister grin, Sioiho is ready to give the signal. With just 4 knocks following a single cough, it'll all be over. Suddenly, a voice cuts through the tension. What will be over? Sioiho turns to see Monk Biab Gang standing behind him. You're branch leader Ryu Sielho, aren't you? I've heard much about you from Mujin. This damn old monkey. How dare you disrupt my flow? Sioiho is taken aback by the monk's sudden appearance. I heard my grandson received great help from you in Nanchang. They said you provided support behind the scenes on many matters. Me? Helping that boy? Sioiho, pipe in hand, tells Monk Biab Gang. We barely exchanged any words after our first meeting. I only made time today because it was the first day. You should leave now. What in the world was Mu Jin thinking, saying such things? Sioiho is suspicious, thinking, it's as if the Shaolin side knows something and is acting on it. Don't tell me, they actually have intel on our side. Sioiho's face contorts into a sinister grin. One of Sioiho's men smirks, confident. So what though? What can he do? Suddenly, Monk Biab Gang clears his throat. Ahem. Monk Biab Gang explains, I too have received a lot of help from him, to the extent that I could bring an end to what I've been doing almost right away. Monk Biab Gang, ever suspicious, asks, what have you been doing? I could tell him even if he knows everything. The man replies with a sinister smile, a change of leadership. No, I guess you could say I'm bringing in a new breath of life. He continues, his tone cold, everything will quiet down after all of them are killed anyways. With a flick of his wrist, he shatters a small object on the ground. Elsewhere, the unsuspecting monks enjoy their meals, unaware of the impending doom. Suddenly, darkness descends. What happened? Did the flames in the lamp go out? I can't see anything. The assassins initiate their blade techniques slaughterhouse. Panic erupts in the darkness. What's going on? What's that sound? I can't see a single thing. A figure stands amidst the chaos, reveling in the carnage he has unleashed. He revels in the chaos. The man cackles maniacally. Yes, it's time you all die. With this, the Heavenly Merchant Guild is mine. His face is twisted in a grotesque grin. The voice echoes with judgment. In the end, you really did something despicable. The speaker continues, their words dripping with condemnation. You no longer deserve redemption or another chance. You are pure evil, moving only for profit. The camera focuses on the eyes of the speaker, filled with intense emotion. If it weren't for Mu Jin, this could have been catastrophic. A hand glows with power, ready to mete out justice. There's no better way than this. The man's face is revealed, a sinister grin plastered across it. A massive dragon of pure energy materializes behind the man, ready to strike. The man with the dragon of pure energy declares, I've suppressed all of them. You may as well give up now. The inner administrator is pinned to the ground, unable to move. I can't move. What is happening here? His face contorts in rage. He wants me to give up now. With our great goal right in front of us, he wants me to give up here? The man with the white beard prepares to strike. The inner administrator screams in defiance. Damn you! The man with the white beard shouts. Ha! The inner administrator is sent flying through the air after Mu Jin's final attack, landing hard on the ground below. Everyone saw it. He shouted at Ryu Sealho, who as soon as the lights went out, started laughing like a madman and said that the entire merchant guild was now his. Until now, he had only shown a gentle and understanding face, but now, in front of Ryu Sealho, he showed rage. Those who had been pinned down by Hyun Guang's energy all began drawing their weapons, radiating killing intent. Everyone's minds were burned with the image of Ryu Sealho losing control and trying to kill everyone else. Ryu Sealho tried to have them all killed. No one dared to speak first, all eyes glued to Hyun Guang and Ryu Jiguang, watching their reactions. Then, the person who had been closest to death finally broke the silence. It was Sealwa. Monk Mu Jin, she cried out, her voice filled with desperation. He's in danger. Please help him quickly. One of the 5 great merchant guilds, the Heavenly Merchant Guild, was led by its guild leader, Ryu Jiguang. Ryu Jiguang's expression remained calm. Stay calm. Think about what must be done first. Ryu Jiguang gave his orders with a booming voice. Azure Gold Squad, listen closely. Subdue the killers and Ryu Sealho who are being overwhelmed by their own bloodlust. He immediately followed it up with another command. The rest of you, follow me. We're going to rescue Mu Jin. Right now. We must hurry up. Ryu Jiguang's words hung in the air. We can't allow anyone else to die. With that, Yun Kahi's 70th birthday banquet came to a close. Ryu Jiguang's orders rang out, commanding the Azure Gold Squad to subdue the killers and Ryu Sealho, who were being overwhelmed by their own bloodlust. He continued, ordering the rest to follow him to rescue Mu-jin, emphasizing the urgency of the situation. Right now, we must hurry up. Meanwhile, a hand drips blood onto the floor, a testament to the chaos that has unfolded. One of the men gaped. Huh, wait, is that? His comrade followed his gaze, recognizing the approaching figure. Merchant Guild leader, could that person be? Ryu Jiguang, covered in blood, surveyed the scene with concern. Are you all alright? What's the situation here? Everyone is in danger. The immediate threat neutralized, the crowd breathes a collective of relief. I'm glad to see it's been resolved. Ryu Jiguang's granddaughter, still shaken, looks on with a mix of relief and admiration. As expected, of Grandpa, I knew I could trust him, Monk Mu-jin. She rushes to Mu-jin's side, cradling his head in her lap, her voice filled with desperation. Monk Mu-jin, wake up. You can't die. Panic sets in as those nearby realize the extent of Mu-jin's injuries. Someone get a physician. We can't let him die like this. The urgency escalates as the call for medical assistance intensifies. Quickly, bring all the physicians right now. The administrator clutches his head in distress. Grab every available medicine we have. Hurry, Merchant Guild leader. We need to take care of Mu-jin first. Yes, sir. Even for Ryu Jiguang, who was experienced in all sorts of situations, this was beyond overwhelming. In this utter chaos, it turns out that all of this was caused by his second son. As the father, he had to take full responsibility for the inferno his own son had caused with his own hands that were burned as well. The night passed and morning came. When we arrived, he had taken poison and committed suicide. He must have sensed something and chose to end it himself. He must have gone through so much. I can't believe he openly deployed his men to massacre everyone. Ryu Sealho's vicinity, kill assassins. GM Pyogu, he really was a traitor. They left this behind. It's the same as the one Ryu Sealho's lieutenant carried. There's a strange smell. You should take a look. The man in the yellow robes examines the contents of the box with a grim expression. This smoking pipe is. Monk Biab Gang's voice booms out. People say opium addicts should be punished, but in truth, the greatest punishment should go to those who distribute it. The man in the yellow robes stares at the smoking pipe. This is opium? So Sealho was smoking this. Meanwhile, Monk Biab Gang stands with Ryu Sealho, who is kneeling on the ground, head bowed. I have no excuse to give to you and Mu-jin. Please don't say that. It was I who lost my temper and disrupted the celebration. Ryu Sealho's face is grim as he speaks. You didn't disrupt the celebration. Ryu Sealho continues to take responsibility. I'm the one who disrupted it. It's my karma for not properly caring for my family. Ryu Sealho's face is shadowed with grief as he thinks of his son. Though I may not be able to bring back my child who was corrupted by opium, I will never forgive those. His eyes narrow with rage. Who dared to offer it to him? Ryu Sealho vows, for the sake of Mu-jin and you, who were dragged into my family's mess, I'll hunt them down. It was done for the sake of all people. Please don't blame yourself. Besides, Ryu Sealho is interrupted by Monk Biab Gang. Compared to the pain of losing a son, what's a grandchild's injury? The scene shifts to a group of assassins, their faces grim. Every assassin was as skilled as our second-class disciples. To handle such threats and still make it this far. The image focuses on Mu-jin's muscular back. Even with Mu-jin's exceptional talent, he's only trained for a little over 3 years. They weren't opponents he could have fought. Ryu Sealho's face is etched with worry. I just wanted to watch over him, until he found his footing. Mu-jin lies in bed, his body wrapped in bandages. My regrets keep growing. For Mu-jin's sake. Lying in bed, Mu-jin vows to recover quickly. I will move a bit faster. He clenches his fist, a spark of inner energy flickering to life. I don't have much time left in this world. Meanwhile, the captured Nanchang branch leaders are rounded up, their dreams of power crushed. All of the Nanchang branch leaders who aided in this incident were captured, since they planned to secure positions under Ryu Sealho if he became the Merchant Guild leader. As for the assassins who directly attempted murder, they all bit their tongues off and committed suicide at some point. Even the one I fought did the same, thus, I couldn't uncover the true mastermind behind this scheme. Hyun Guang received something from Ryu Jiguang, and then returned to the Shaolin Temple. He said he would bring something back and asked the rest of us to take care of Mu-jin in the meantime. 5 days have passed since Hyun Guang left. Mu-jin. The monks watch with concern as Mu-jin devours a mountain of meat. One of them nervously suggests, though I know this is for your recovery, drink some water. Maybe go easy on the meat and drink some water instead. Mu-jin ignores him, shoveling more food into his mouth. I'm still a patient, you know? The abbot revised Shaolin rules for people like me, didn't he? He holds up a chunk of meat triumphantly. To allow meat for critically injured patients. That's what he said. Yun Kahi steps forward, trying to defuse the situation. That's right. Mu-jin is still a patient. Kuka. All of you, stop bothering him and get back to your duties. She shoos the other monks away. Come on now, quickly! The other patients are waiting. With a final grumble, the monks shuffle out of the room, leaving Mu Jin to his feast. Mu Jin flashes a grateful smile. Please eat and rest well. Thank you, Lady Silwa. Lady Silwa insists. Monk Mu Jin needs plenty of rest. She suddenly gasps, realizing someone is behind her. Ah, Grandmaster Hyun Guang. I'm sorry. Hyun Guang chuckles warmly. Ho ho ho, it's alright. Mu Jin is surprised to see him. Grandpa? Hyun Guang smiles. Ho ho ho, you seem cheerful, Mu Jin. Have you been recovering well? Mu Jin replies, fine, everything's fine, except I haven't fully detoxified the poison yet. Mu Jin continues, Lady Silwa has been very strict. She's not even letting me lift a dumbbell, which is why I'm a bit stiff. Lady Silwa interjects, of course. You should be resting in bed, not lifting weights. Hyun Guang chuckles, suggesting, once you're fully healed, let's try crossing the wall again. I brought something big just for you. A wall and something big. What do you mean by that? Hyun Guang reveals, this is a great rejuvenation pill. Mu Jin's eyes widen. That's insane. The great rejuvenation pill? Hyun Guang explains, the abbot, moved by your struggle, willingly gave it to you as compensation. Ho ho ho. Mu Jin stares, disbelieving. That's a lie. He definitely stole it. The thought of it ruins his appetite. How can I eat in peace now? In the shadows, a figure stands silhouetted against the night sky. There's been a disruption to the plan involving the Heavenly Merchant Guild. That sounds like a significant blow. Yes, it might take decades to recover from this. All our agents in the guild were wiped out. The plans for Heavenly Merchant number 1 have failed. But didn't you say if this went well, the Heavenly Merchant Guild would be completely under our control? There was an unexpected obstacle. The Shaolin Divine Monk was at the scene. No one knew he had regained his martial power. The man slams his fist on the table. He had been hiding his recovery. Deceptive, but there's nothing we can do now. Verify the truth about the Shaolin Divine Monk's recovery. In a dimly lit room, a hooded figure stands before a table. Abandoned. If you want the next part of this story, comment Bald Monk, and don't forget to subscribe.